Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, Brother Naquan,
Brother Yardan.
Brother Jeremiah.
coming back at you with another Monday Night Fire, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach wa Malak Yahushai, a double honor to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to you mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Heavenly Father on the highways and byways, risking your lives to magnify the name of the Most High in the last days. This is a Monday Night Fire. The topic of this live stream is occupy, occupy, occupy. And that's found within Matthew, the 25th chapter. We may jump to the 25th and Luke. Brother, I have to mute their back. So echo. Salakia. Luke chapter 19. That might be you, Yaradan.
Can you hear me?
No, you may have to mute your background.
I'm gonna hang up and jump back in.
Con. So we're going over we may hop between Luke 19 and Matthew 25 and shalom to everybody in the live stream. We're going to dive right into it, continuing where we left off in the book of Matthew 25th chapter. We began into the parable with the 10 virgins, the 5 wise and 5 were foolish. And now we're going into the parables of the talents. Occupy, occupy, occupy. Right? So let's get right into it. We're going to kick it off with the book of Matthew. Everybody should have a Bible, right? Everybody should have their apocrypha. They should have a notepad, their pen, their paper, their highlighters, and whatever you need to help you further receive the edification. Right? That's coming to the live stream. So Yaradan should be back on. Arise should be on momentarily, most high willing. We're going to begin with Matthew chapter 25 and 14. Let's deal with it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants, and delivered unto them his goods.
Right. So this is another parable speaking about Yahushua giving his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to his servants. Right. Let's read it again, Baba Kashar.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country.
Right. This is a man traveling into a far country. Who is the man? Yahushua. What is the far country he traveled to? To the third heaven. Let's go to Acts. Yardan, you gotta mute your end. Let's go to Acts 1 and 9.
Salaki, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
Can
you mute your side, Baba Kashar?
Can.
All right, let's go to Acts 1 and 9. Let's get a precept on Yahushua going to the far country.
This book of Acts, chapter 1 and verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight.
All right, what did this cloud take him? Did it drop him off into the Netherlands, the Netherworld, right? To Hades, right? When you read the book of 2 Kings, you had the sons of the prophets. When Elijah was taken up, they thought Elijah was taken up in the cloud and dropped off on the mountain somewhere, man. Right? Let's get that real quick. Let's get that in 2 Kings, right? Remember, they begged Elisha to go and look for the body of Elijah because they didn't believe that Elijah was going to be taken up by the Most High. All right. Hey, when the chariot take you up, don't think that everybody's going to perceive that you get taken up to the third heaven. A lot of people think, look, this chariot took him up to destroy him. You know, this chariot took him up and dropped him off in the mountain somewhere. Let's go to 2 Kings, the 2nd chapter. All right. Bear with us. Salakia. Let's see. 2 Kings chapter 2, and let's start at 16.
This is 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 16. 2 Kings 2 and 16. And they said unto him, Behold, now there be with thy servant 50 strong men. Let them go, we pray. Let them go, we pray thee, and seek thy master, lest peradventure the Spirit of the Lord have taken him up and cast him upon some mountain or in some valley. And he said, Ye shall not sin.
Right. So they said, look, we heard Elijah was taken up, and Elijah did get taken up. He got taken up into a far country. A country is not always going to be on the earth. The third heaven is classified as a country in this parable where Yahweh was taken. These men, the sons of the prophets, they believed that he was taken up and I sent up to this far country, but rather the Lord took him up and dropped him off in the mountain somewhere and killed him. But Elijah said, don't go look for him. He got taken up in the third heaven. Go on.
Verse 17. And when they urged him till he was ashamed, he said, Sin. They sent therefore 50 men, and they sought 3 days, but found him not.
Well, they couldn't find the body because the body wasn't on the earth. The body got taken up to the far country. All right, that's the furthest country that man or your spirit can dwell in. That's not for this body. Your earthly body can't dwell in this far country. Only your spiritual body can. And it say he delivered unto them his goods. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 25 and 25. Right? Let's go to Proverbs, because the parable said the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man traveling into a far country and delivering unto his servants his goods. His goods is his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
God, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 25. And it reads, as cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country.
Right. So cold waters to a thirsty soul is beautiful, man. You've been in the desert traveling for 3 days on a camel in the ancient world. It's hot. You seeing those mirages. Then a man comes to you with cold water, right? It's going to quench you and satisfy you and keep you alive. So the good news from the far country is the gospel. That's what the good news is. The knowledge and the wisdom from the third heaven, that far country, is going to quench our people's thirst and keep us alive in this wilderness that we're living in. Because we're living in the spiritual. You got a precept?
I got.
We're living in the spiritual wilderness, right? So remember, Yahweh traveled to a far country and gave us this good news, the gospel, which is parabolically the cold water, also known as the goods given to his servants. Right? You got it up.
God, this is Sirach chapter 15, verse 3. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him and give him the water of wisdom to drink. So like I said, brothers, going to we in this wilderness, in this dry land, while people out here quench, they thirsty for wisdom, for knowledge, understanding. That's the seed to my wisdom, right? And we have to give them this living water to sober them up, they're drunk, right? To bring them kind of back alive, right? With, like I said, with the words of out of this Bible, with the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
That's right. And that water wisdom gives you is cold water, right? Because she cares for you, man. That's your mother. Your mother, when you come in thirsty, she's not going to give you a hot ass glass of water, man, and say, drink it. No, that would be something you do to somebody you despise or your enemy, right? Your mother come in, or you come into your mother's house, or you was traveling, she's going to give you that cold water, to take care of it. That's what this good news is from the far country, this far country being the third heaven. All right, so let's go back to that in the book of Matthew. Let's read 25 and 14 one more time.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country.
That's Yahweh. We read in Acts 1 and 9, he went into the far country, the third heaven, and gave us the gospel, the good news, to keep us alive.
Who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods.
Right, delivered unto them his goods. Let's pull that up. I'm gonna go to the Greek for this word goods. All right, let's pull this up so brothers can understand that it's not talking about cars. He gave them a Lexus. He gave one of his servants a Rolex. Let's go into it and see what it's going into. All right, we're going to go to the Greek word for the word goods, seeing that the New Testament is translated Slakia from the Greek. All right, so bear with us 1 second. My brother can make a point of this out real quick.
Right, so the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is sending wisdom. Just like also it says in Isaiah 11 chapter, wisdom is a spirit. So he's sending this wisdom down into certain brothers, his servants. And I got precept on the servants, sending to these servants so they can use their talents to go preach this truth. wake up the children of Israel. Right, feed them this water in this dry, thirsty land. Quick, okay, you got it.
No, go
I
ahead,
got
go
a
ahead.
precept on the servants. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Right? So these talents, these secrets, and this wisdom was given to the servants of the Lord, which are his prophets. According to Joel, the prophets are the children of Israel. Right? So we is given these secrets of the Heavenly Father from on high.
That's right. Now here's the word for goods in the Greek.
Psalms G 52:24. Uparchenta. Uparchenta.
Now it says possessions, goods, wealth, or property. Right? You have possessions, the goods, wealth, and property. And the goods is money. Right? The money, the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding. Right? Throughout the scriptures, wisdom is referred to as money. Right? And wisdom, and knowledge and understanding. That's the true wealth. All right, let's go to Romans 11:28. All right, let's prove that. Romans chapter 11 and 28. These are the goods that he was given.
You said Romans?
11 and 28. Now, Mir sent me, we can start at 28, right? I believe that's what I want. How good are the riches, the depths of the riches of the Most High? Now, Mir, he sent me the different monetary values for that Israel had back in the ancient times. All right, now the brothers can kind of pull this up on their own accord, if they want to. But you had a talent, you had a shekel, a becca, and a gerah. Now the talent of gold, I believe it's saying is equivalent to 5,000. Is that 5,760,000? If I'm not mistaken, I could be reading this wrong, but this is actual money. A talent is a currency. Like if you gave somebody a half a dollar, or golden wedge, or 25 cent, that's currency. All right. So let's go back to it. You got something? You got Romans 11.
God, this is Romans.
Can brothers hear me?
You kind of breaking up.
You breaking up.
Breaking up. All right.
I can hear you now. I'll bring it
It
up.
go in and out sometimes.
All right. What about now? Sound the same?
Yeah, I can hear you.
God.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 28. Concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake. But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake. For the gifts and calling of Yahweh are without repentance. For as ye in times past have not believed Yahweh, ye have now obtained mercy through their unbelief.
Go on.
Verse 31. Even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercy they also have obtained mercy. For Yahweh have concluded them all in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh, how unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out.
See that? You have the riches of wisdom and knowledge. All right. Can brothers hear me? All right. So you have the depths of riches, which are knowledge and wisdom given to these men. Right. And these men, the Lord is going to tell them what they got to do with this money he gave them. So let's go back to Matthew chapter 25. Are they going to take this knowledge and the wisdom the Most High gave them and kind of sit on it? Can they just go and take this money and kind of, lay it up in a pocket? Right? No. No profitable employee or entrepreneur receives money from a man that's higher than them and kind of sit on it, man. No, they take that and they make things happen with it, right? So let's go to Matthew 25 and 15.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
Right. So the Most High has distributed to every man a certain amount of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right. A certain amount of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was given to each man. Certain brothers were given 5 talents. Right. The brother with 5 talents is the brother that he's kind of deep in the thing. He knows knowledge, wisdom, and understanding at a high level. We need to be able to go into certain breakdowns and parables, dark sayings, mysteries. You have a brother with 2 talents. So like a brother with 2 talents, he may be on that level, but not as high. The brother with 1 talent. The brother with 1 talent, he may only know, he may only know the laws and commandments. He may not know too many deep things, but he can still go out there and do the work. All right. So like I think it's saying breaking up.
I got a precept real quick. An example of a brother having talents and using them. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels. So Paul, he knew other languages, right? He knew the Hebrew, right? He knew what was spoken of in the heavens. And have not charity, I become as a sounding brass or a tinkle cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. But the point is, we touching on different spiritual gifts and talents, right? You see, our forefather Paul, he had damn near all the talents, right? But when you keep reading, he says, without charity, I'm nothing. And that's true, right? Because you can do all the things in the world, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema will shine. But if you have no charity, then, what's it all for? Like it's in Sirach 3. Let me get this real quick. Sirach chapter 3, verse 30. This is the book of Sirach chapter 3, verse 30. And it reads this. Water will quench a flaming fire, and alms make it an atonement for sins. So alms really make the atonement for your sins,
I got one. This is Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, "For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding." Right, so the Lord give wisdom. Like we read Matthew chapter, the Lord is distributing wisdom, talents, servants to these men according to his will. Right, so the Lord gave our wisdom. Wisdom comes from on high. This is James chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Right? So wisdom comes from on high, from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashman Shah.
Okay, I got a precept to let me back. It's Job chapter 12, verse 14. It's like a verse. You start at 13. With him is wisdom and strength. He hath counsel and understanding. Right.
That's right. That's right. So can brothers hear me?
God.
All right, Most High willing is better. All right, so let's go back to Matthew 25 and 15 again. Right, we're going over the parable and the talents. All right.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
Read that again, Baba Kashaw.
This is Matthew 25 and 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents.
And one man he gave 5 talents, a certain amount of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Right?
And another 2.
To another 2. He may not have the same knowledge and understanding as the next brother, but he's still hired for this job. These men are hired by the Most High. All right. The Lord saw them out in the streets. You were spiritually unemployed. You was out there just being whatever you was in the world. And the Lord said, I want to hire you, man. The Lord is the top business, man. He the head honcho, and he need brothers to kind of push this work out there in the streets, man. You know, go on.
And to another one,
And to another one,
to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
right? What does it mean to every man according to his several ability? Meaning the Lord knows what your spirit can do, right? The Lord is not going to give a brother whom he has created to only know Deuteronomy 28 and give that brother the responsibility of a brother that knows, all of the breakdowns and prophecies, man. Every brother has a different ability in this truth, man. You have a threshold. You have a certain limit that your spirit can do. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have brothers that's given 1 talent, brothers with 5 talents. As long as you keeping the commandments and doing what you were given with your talent, that's good. If you know that you know all of the breakdowns and mysteries and you can go into the prophecies, you have to take that talent and the knowledge the Most High gave you and go out there and win souls for the Most High. Even if you only know Deuteronomy chapter 28, right? 15 through 68. And you know who the Gentiles are, you got to go do something with that knowledge too, man. All right. It says to every man according to his several ability. All right. Not according to what you think that you can do, according to what the Most High putting you to do. You're only going to go as far as the Most High wants you to go in this thing. Right. Let's go. I got a quick precept. Let's go to Matthew 13. Right. Let's get another way of explaining that in Matthew chapter 13 and 22.
This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 22. And it reads, He also that received seed among the horns, Matthew 13, 22. He also received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed into the good ground,
these are the same men that received the talents, men that received it in good ground, meaning a good ground is your mind, right? A mind that's able to fertilize the seed that it was given, all right? Where the seed can grow, where this word has a place where it can flourish. And you try to teach certain brothers the word, it's not going to flourish in their mind due to other obstacles like Satan, riches, wealth, vanity. But you give it to a certain brother, that seed is a good place to rest and grow and flourish. Right? Go on.
Verse 23. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understand it, which also bears fruit and bringeth forth some an 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
See that? So, hey, it's according to the will of the Most High. Either you could be a brother that come in on a 30-fold level. These are the different levels man comes in. It don't matter if you're 6'10", if you're 5'3", if you're real dark skinned, if you're that light skinned high yellow brother, it don't matter, man. You're either going to come in on a 30-fold level, a 60-fold level, or a 100-fold level. Straight up. These are the levels that you can come into this truth. Right? And the Most High knows what level you're going to come in. Now you can come in on that 30-fold level, but you better be on fire on the 30-fold level. The 30-fold level is the brother that he keep all these brothers keep the commandments, but they keeping the commandments, but they may not get real deep in this thing. Like I said, they may know Deuteronomy 28. They may go and break down the description of people in the Bible, what they look like. Hey, they might go so far as going into the Gentiles. That's the 30-fold level. Then you got the brother that come in, he's on a 60-fold level. This is how he came in according to the will of the Lord, right? The brother, he may go into certain prophecies. He may go into, let's say, Daniel the 7th chapter. He may be able to break down, and what else is on a 60-fold level? He might be able to go into
Second Ezra 12.
That's on a 100-fold level. So a 60-fold level, he might be able to go into other breakdowns. He might go into the history. This guy, he may be able to go into break down the dark sands in the Psalms. You said what, Yardan?
Perhaps some languages.
Yeah, he might.
Greek, Hebrew.
Yeah, yep. He might be a little bit of a scholar on this thing. Then you got the brother on a 100-fold level. He may go, he may be able to go into to other deeper things, right? Like the brother went into Second Ezra 11 and 12. He may go into Revelation. He may go into deeper things in Genesis or things like that. You have a 100-fold level, a 30-fold level, and a 60 level. Right? And every one of us, we come in on one of those levels. Now, do we know what level we come in? This is the Most High. You hear a sound from heavens when you come into the truth. No, you're on the 30-fold level. No, that'll put brothers down, man. Brothers like, I don't want to, you know. Then your brother come in. This brother's on a 60-fold level. No, it don't work like that, man. You got it, Yaradan.
Yeah, it's not a game like that. Most I didn't make it like a game. You leveling up and you brothers do level up and level down in a way, but it's not like a
Right.
game like how you said it, like it's announced. You see a scoreboard of all the brothers. This brother got 50 fruits, and you only got 2. You got a little sad face on it. Look, it's not like that.
Right. You're gonna come in according to the will of the Most High. That's the point. Whatever level the Most High wants you to be on this thing, that's what level you're gonna max out on. You're gonna max out on it because trees, when you plant a seed, they don't immediately grow. They don't immediately grow this 30-fold fruit. They have to build up to that level. But that's the limit that they can reach. They're going to reach this 30 level. Just like the 60-fold level. He's going to grow. He's going to learn. He's going to study. But he's going to surpass the 30-fold level. He's going to max out on the 60-fold level. They got people like that. They lift weights. You got people that can bench press 350. You got brothers that can bench press 225. And that brother, he can only do 100. That's as far as he goes. His body wasn't made to do the things that these other brothers can do. Right? Let's go to Romans, the 12th chapter, the 5th verse.
This is Romans, verse 1. So we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another, having then gifts different according to the grace that is given to us. Whether prophecy, let us prophesy.
Right. This goes into the talents too, and the different gifts that man was given. Right. Rather prophesy or prophecy, let us prophesy. Right. According to the proportion of faith. So certain brothers, they were given the ability to be prophets, man, and prophesy. What does it mean to prophesy? It means to foretell what the Most High is going to do on the earth before it happens. Certain brothers can't go into the prophecies. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just on the level that they may be on. You can go
on. Matthew chapter.
No, I'm at Romans 12 and 7.
Romans 12 and 7. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching.
You have prophets, you have teachers. Now, a prophet can be a teacher, but a teacher may not be able to prophesy. All right.
Or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness.
And you got certain brothers, they specialize in exhortation, man. Like them guys on the team, they always, come on, brothers, we got to get it done, brothers. Let's go, brothers, fourth quarter, man. There's always that one guy, he the voice of the team.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, that Ray Lewis spirit. When this guy's not around, you know that he's missing. Everybody got their head down, people kind of waxing faint. But when this guy come around, he has a spiritual gift to stir up everybody's spirit to go harder and to focus on a common goal and to get ready for when all hell break loose. There's always that one guy. All right. These are spiritual gifts. And that's a beautiful gift to have, man. Right? That's one of the most beautiful gifts on exhortation. You got certain brothers, that's all they do, man. They may not be too deep, They may not be able to go deep into this thing, man. Right? But what they can do is check on you, call you up when you're down. They can see when your spirit is off, and they come with the right precepts at the right time to comfort you in your situation, right? And guess what? Now you're on fire. All right? You got it, Yaradan. You're on mute.
It's all right. Chapter 19, verse 24. He that hath small understanding and feareth God is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. Right, like we explained, and there's certain brothers, they can't go into certain levels like other brothers, right? But even though they have a small understanding, if they still keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father, it's still beautiful in the eyes of the Lord, rather than somebody who's, rich in knowledge and wisdom and understanding and sin.
That's right. Because you got, so like you always got that one brother. He want to be the deepest brother. You know, he want to try to go above it, and don't be the brother you going above your pay grade. You know you can't break this chapter down and Ezekiel and Zechariah, but you're going to do a video on it anyway. You're going to put it out there. You know you can't go into, if you can't go into it, brother. Look, you can't go into it. Hey, pass it to the next brother, man. Or don't do the video on it. Hey, call the brother, man. Call the brother. You know, look, if I don't know something, hey, look, let me Malachi. What you think about so and so and so and so? And I said, well, Malachi is just talking about so and so. He gonna say, no, brother, you going off. I'm gonna say, okay, all right, you got it, Malachi.
Just to land me back on what you bringing out. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 3, and verse 19. Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honor of the lowly. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Right? So, Jake, you can't get too deep in this thing, like the brother bringing out. Right? You kind of going above your pay grade, man. You're trying to break down second edges 11 and 12, and you still on the meat, the milk, brother. You going off. You're going to start winging it, going into your own belly, going into your own doctrine.
That's
I got
right.
another precept as well. You had a point, Kane?
Now go ahead.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 9. Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. That's talking about Hamashiach Yahushua. Verse 11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. Right? So it's different offices to this thing. You got some brothers that's prophets, some brothers that's teachers. Like the brother bringing out, some brothers basically specialize in being counselors, man, exhorting brothers. Right? So you got to figure out what's your lot in this thing, and you got to magnify it, man, and go hard and basically drill it, put yourself out there in righteousness, man. Right? Reading on. Let me finish this. Verse 12, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of a Mashiach, because that's what this thing is about, to edify the body of Yahushua. So you got to find out what your office is, and you got to kind of stick to it. You got it, brother.
I was going to bring out Sirach 20:6. Some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer, and some keepeth silence knowing his time. Only a wise man can really do that. You can only really perform that because a powerful man that's full of his mouth and got a lot of thoughts, you're going to try to break down everything under the sun. Mm-hmm. You're going to dabble in the other books. He's going to be all types of confused. But like what the brothers was mentioning, the Most High is only dealing with the meek. Like I said in Numbers 12:3, Moses was the most meekest man on the earth. And when you read the second Ezra 14 and 2 on down, it was revealed the beginning of time, the midst of time, and the end of times. You know?
I got a precept on that. This book is Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 31. It say, better is he that hideth his folly than a man that hideth his wisdom. So, Jake, you got to hide your folly. If you don't know a specific thing within these scriptures, you got to lay your hand upon your mouth, right? You got to get learned. You got to get built up so you can properly teach these things in righteousness. You got it, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 10. Oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. Right. So going back to the brother with the one talent, right? So it's great to find wisdom, but ultimately fearing the Lord is what's most important. Brothers and I said brother, but the Lord gives certain brothers a certain amount of wisdom to enhance this, to push this truth, basically, man. Right, and to go hard, because everybody that's a part of this body is important. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you got office, you got the janitor. The janitor not necessarily the most important person in the building, but he's still important. So got a role. Right? If the building dirty, no customers gonna want to go in there. They're not even gonna know how great the cashier is, because soon they walk in, the janitor ain't doing his job. Right? So everybody got a role, man.
That's right. And that leads me to 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and 4. It reads, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. For these brothers has given these different talents. You have different gifts, right? Every brother got a gift in this truth, man. Every brother, right? Yes, you brother. I don't know what I should do, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know, yes, brother, get up, brother. Pray to the Most High, right? Ask him to reveal what your gift is and that you can use it to benefit the nation of Israel and magnify his name in the last days, man. That's what you got to do, right?
Con.
And you got certain brothers, man. They never thought that they could go out there and read powerful. They're the most powerful readers in Israel now, man. Right? So now people damn near a damn 3 football fields away. But what is that? Something sound like the Bible. Let me go see what that is. Now they over there to hear the Bible, man. You know, you got brothers like Malachi was saying that they're excellent counselors, man, like Ahithophel, right? You call this brother up, you're going through it. Hey, this brother, he's going to break it down to you. He may not be able to go real deep in the Bible, but guess what? When you down and out, hey, this brother there for you. Hey, there's brothers that's excellent in charity, man. They always there, man. They always donating. They always giving out a helping hand, right? They always got a little extra in their pocket, or a little extra, and they there for you, man. 4 in the morning, you call a brother. Yeah, brother, I'll be there. Oh, you got put out? Oh, yeah, I'm on my way. All right? No, I don't need no gas, brother. Look, I'm leaving the house now. It's all you got them guys too, man. You know? And you got the brother going to the breakdowns. You got all of these men to benefit the nation of Israel, like the brother said, and I'm not sure if you finished Ephesians 4, but it reads for the perfecting of the saints.
Yeah.
Did you read that part?
Con,
yeah, it's to perfect us, every brother, and it's not just WFI, right? It's all the brothers that go out there sincerely and do the work. You provide some form of relief and benefit to the nation of Israel being established and being perfected in the last days. You know, there's one more in that. Verse 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and 5. And there are diverse differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh all in all. Right? Just like any corporation, like the brother said, you have different operations. All right? You have brothers, they're CFOs, right? Chief Financial Officer. Who's under them? The accountants, right? You have CEOs, the Chief Executive Officer, right? He has men under him. All right? You have the janitors. You have the window washers. You know? You got the guy that come in and he got to pay the damn lease on the building, man. You got people that clean the windows outside on them damn high damn whatever they is, man. They blowing in the wind. You know, they got to wash the windows with the thing, man. If they not washing the windows, anybody going to come and try to see what's going on in the building? You know? So everybody provides a role in the nation of Israel. That's what these men are given, these talents. You got it.
Con, I got a precept.
this is the book of right. This is a place of business, man. Right? This truth is a business and righteousness. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 51 and verse 30. It say, work your work betimes. Now, what do you do at a place of business? You work. Read on. And in his time, he will give you your reward. And also the Lord, Hamashiach Yahawashah, he said he's about his father's business. Right? So this truth right here is a righteous business. So you got different offices set up for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach Yahawashah. Got it, brother.
Come. It's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you, that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called. And I had to Google the word vocation for those that don't know. That's your calling, your life's work, your mission, your purpose, your function, or your position. Right? Every brother in this truth, they have a position, a mission, a purpose, and a function. Right? And the Lord showed you, by giving you your talent, which really it's all his, but he gave you a talent to go do the work and go exercise that talent to bring in more to Israelites. Basically hand out applications, right? We the real indeed, And on one more point, in Sirach, the 38th chapter, goes into the different crafts of the world and how it makes the world round and how it makes the world function, right? Then in a spiritual level, you got people in the truth. They all got a certain duty and job to make this truth go around, right? Building up the temple, counseling, things of that nature.
All right. You got to, and that word vocation, you have vocation schools, man, where people go and they learn how to do certain trades to maintain the state of the world. We got carpenter vocation, I believe that's how you say it, big vocation schools, something like that, man.
Vocation.
So people go, yeah, vocational, the water, where they learn these things to benefit this world, man. So this is the true vocation. What is a vocational school, man? Like the brother said, you know, if you need a job, the Lord is always hiring. See that in Matthew chapter 20. The Lord said, "Why are you out here standing idle?" The brother replies, "Because no man hath hired me, man." And the Lord need workers, man. Let me get Matthew chapter 9. And I got another precept. Right? The Lord needs workers, man. Well, man, that's full, man. I don't know, man. The Lord wouldn't hire me. He got enough. There's too many brothers out there teaching. There's not enough brothers out there teaching. Man, it's a camp in every city. No, it's not, brother. You sit up there in Rhode Island, brother, by the damn, you know what I'm saying? And anybody out there, man.
Right.
Go out there and do the work, man. You in damn Boise, Idaho, man, on a potato farm. Brother, go up there and hand out flyers at the shopping center 4 miles away, man. You know, there's always work that got to be done. Right? Let me go to Matthew chapter 9 and read that real quick, man. This is Matthew chapter 9, and I'm going to read verse 37. Right? Bear with me. Matthew chapter 9 and 37. Then saith he unto me, Salakia, bear with me. It says, then saith he unto me, unto his disciples, Salakia, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth the laborers into his harvest. So the harvest is the reward. All right. That's the end goal. When brothers go out there in the beginning of the year and they breaking up the ground in the ancient world and they plowing and they sweating and, you know, the cattle working and they got the fodder and the wand, and what do they want in this thing? They're looking for the harvest. That's where they go out there in the elements. And that's where these farmers, they get up at 4 in the morning, man. 5 in the morning at the cock crowing. They got calluses all in their hand. Yeah, they knees hurt, they back hurt. But they got to go out there and do what they got to do, right? To help their family, man. Right? And they want this harvest. The harvest is when all of the crops are ripe to pick and be eaten. This harvest is plenteous. The kingdom is there, but the laborers are few. So you got to throw that in your prayers. You got to pray that the Lord send laborers into the harvest. Stop praying for Donald Trump, man. You know, I hope all hell don't break loose because I wasn't able to go get my master's degree. Lord, please hold off your destruction, Lord. Allow me to get my master's.
Got 10 more years.
Yeah, you got brothers they waiting to get their masters in dance, man. Right? And Step, you want to be the next Columbus Short and stump the yard, man. You can't wait to go to Howard University and join the Step team. Right?
That's crazy.
Asking the Lord to put off the destruction. No, you got to pray that he send more prophets out there in the highways and byways.
Precept.
You know? I got another precept after you.
Let me just bring this out real quick. This is the book of Luke, chapter 17, and verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Right? So you got to put forth the work, man, like the brother bringing out. Right? The kingdom not just going to get set in your hands and you ain't got to do nothing and you just going to come into the truth and behold the kingdom. No, you got to work your work betimes, as it states in Sirach.
Right.
Verse 21, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. Right? So the kingdom is within you, man, and you got to put forth the work. You got to utilize them talents, man. Got to flip those pounds in righteousness, man, and wake up these Israelites that need to be awoken to their nationality.
That's right.
Got it, brother.
Just a quick precept. This is the book of St. John, right? Chapter 4 and 35. It reads, this Yahweh Shah speaking to the apostles. Say not, yea, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. What is Yahweh Shah saying? Right? You got brothers that, well, you know, Maybe 4 more months, then I go out there on the highways and byways. Let me go. You know, my woman did want to travel to around the world on this yacht cruise.
Let me
Then I
graduate.
go out there and do the work. It's not time yet. It can't be time. We still, I don't know if it's time yet. It's 20, maybe in the year 2050. Hey, if you do that in the ancient world, here you have to harvest already. You say, I don't know if they ready, these crops ready to be gathered in. Brother, you're gonna starve, man. You're not gonna make it. It's right there. It's for the picking. What they say in the world is whatever they say, but it's for the picking. I can't remember how they say it, but it's a certain phrase they say, man. You know, these things are right. It's the right time to go out there and gather the fruit, man. What better time than now? All of the fruit is right. Brothers, they out there, they don't know who they are. Nobody knows their nationality. We still run across brothers who say that they black, that they Latino. Everything is ready for the picking, man. It's right for the picking. I believe that's the terminology. Right? You got it.
This is Numbers chapter 11 and verse 25. And the Lord came down in a cloud and spake unto him and took him of the spirit that was upon him and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease. Right? So the spirit rested upon Moses and the 70 elders and they prophesied and did not cease. So you go out there when it's time to go out hit the streets. Once you hit them highways and byways, you bring out that first precept, you stuck. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your hand off the plow. You got to continue to do the work and endure to the end. It says, but there remained two of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the spirit rested upon them, and they were of them that were written, but went not out unto the tabernacle, and they prophesied in the camp. Right, so you got 2 other men out there prophesying. And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, my Lord Moses, forbid them. So he said, hey, go stop them brothers from going out there on the highways and byways. Stop them from preaching. And Moses, I don't know, verse 29, and Moses said unto him, envious thou for my sake? Would Yahweh that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord will put his spirit upon them. So the Lord want all his people to be prophets, man. Right, brother? Yeah, a brother or a couple brothers, at least 2 brothers on every corner. You shouldn't be going nowhere without running into the Israelites, man. You should be bumping into Israelites non-stop. Always bumping into them, because they should be in every city, man. Right at the city, especially in Babylon, man. It should be Babylon should be filled on with Israelite men out there on Fridays and Saturday prophesying the destruction, man.
That's right.
Quick precept.
I got one after you are done.
This Ecclesiastes 11 and 3. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. Right? You can't be worried about all the external factors, right? And I'm not feeling too. Just go out. You gotta hurry up and reap, because you might not get tomorrow, because it's not promised to you. Like when you read in Proverbs 27 and 1. Even when you read in James, going into the city, you got to say Lord willing, right? But the point is, you just got to go do it. You got to take your chance. We always say in the world, or we used to say in the world, chances make champions, right?
God.
This is that's all I had.
This is a quick precept. This is the book of Hebrews.
I got one out there.
Chapter 4 and 14. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession. What is your profession? Your job, man. People say my profession, I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. Hey, I'm an accountant. You know? Hey, look, I'm a CEO. Look, I'm a warehouse worker. You know? Now, what does it mean if you don't hold fast your profession? All right? Hold fast your profession is the time where they cut when the boss, he walking throughout the office. I get it done. And he calling people to the office one by one, kind of pull up and knock on the cubicle, come talk to me. The guy go talk to him in his office. He leaves his office with his head down, and he leaving his cubicle with that brown box. That brown box got all his stuff in it. His family pictures, his old paperwork, and he kind of leaves. And his office empty. Then he called the next guy. The next guy come in. right? He come in with his head down, he leave. He got that brown box. Because this guy, he's firing people, man. Now you know it's firing season and you can be next, right? So what do? You got to hold fast your profession, man. You got to do what it takes to make sure that you don't get fired, right? If that means coming in at 5 in the morning and getting that paperwork done, that's what you're doing. You used to come in at 8 in the morning. Look, it's cutting season, so now you got to come in at 5 in the morning, right? Hey, they going to happy hour after work to damn San Antonio's bar. What are you doing now? No, you stand after work. You telling the boss, look, I'll get that presentation done for you in the morning, right? Hey, because you're holding fast your profession. Hey, your son got a basketball game, man. Hey, look, you can't make it, man. Right? Why? Because you got to get these numbers in, man. You got to crunch these numbers. You got to hold fast your profession. Yahweh Shah's firing brothers every day, right? Brothers getting weeded out this thing, man. You know, they've been in this thing maybe X amount of time, months and years, and guess what? They're getting fired. Women getting fired, man. Not just a lot of women just falling out, man. They going back to being a nigga woman. They pregnant. Men catching HIV. They used to be in the truth. Homosexuals. And her sister, I know she was in the truth. Now what? She a full-blown witch. She got spells. She dealing with crystals and spells and trying to, hey, these things happen. If you don't hold fast to your profession, guess what? You're going to get fired by the Most High. You have to deal with it.
Con. I got.
Suffer not.
Salaki.
Con.
Right, I got 3 precepts. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 12. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. So you got to examine yourself in this truth, man. Because you might think you in the spirit. You might think you're going out there, you're prophesying, you're keeping all the commandments, you're doing the work. Hey, man, but your spirit, it ain't right, man. Right. And the Lord knows that because the Lord knows the hearts of men. So if your spirit not right, the Lord going to sift you out. And he's going to take that candlestick away from you. All right. So here's the book of Philippians, chapter 2, and verse 25. Yet I suppose it necessary to send you Epaphroditus, my brother and companion in labor and fellow soldier, but your messenger and he that ministered to my wants. For he longed after you all and was full of heaviness because that ye had heard that he had been sick. Right, so certain brothers, they get sick in this thing, man, physically sick, man, right, on their damn deathbed. Read on. For indeed he was sick nigh unto death, but the Most High had mercy on him, and not on him only, but on me also, lest I should have sorrow upon sorrow. I sent him therefore the more carefully, that when ye see him again, ye may rejoice, and that I may be the less sorrowful. Receive him therefore in the Lord with all gladness, and hold such in reputation, because for the work of Hamashiach he was nigh unto death, not regarding his life to supply your lack of service toward me. Right, so this brother was he was on his deathbed, man. He was about to give up the ghost, and he still was doing the work of the Lord. So you got to be a damn workaholic, man. You got it, brother.
Hey, and it don't tell you, Salaki, it don't tell you what his sickness was, man. Yeah. And he didn't have the sniffles. You know, brother said, I can't go. I remember brother told me in the camp, I can't come out if I got a cold. I looked at the brother. And we start getting into it, man. Yeah, I don't want to feel all that stuff in my chest. Brother, you better go out there and do the work, man. One thing about WFI through the spirit, we out there in the wintertime, man. These brothers in Detroit taught in the damn blizzard. And Jake was out there getting the word, man. They was still getting the word. Right? This man, Epaphroditus, hey, let's show you that Paul rode with these soldiers, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He might have been limping, his damn arm might have been kind of falling off and coughing up a lung. Got to go through the work. Got a migraine, got his eye might have been bleeding, might have diabetes, don't have no insulin. He got to go do the work. He had a problem. Certain brothers, they got a problem, man. And and that's fine. That's fine.
God, right? Bring out his last precept. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, and verse 25. It say, the desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. Right? So a lot of brothers, they refuse to labor. They refuse to work because they slothful, man. And that's going to kill you because the Lord, hey, He's going to send His son back to destroy you and put you to death because you that idle servant spoken about in the scriptures. Right? So you got to labor in this thing. You got to occupy, man. Till the Lord come back. You got it.
That's why I say, hate not laborer's work. In Sirach 7:15. Neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. Remember, we didn't choose him, but he chose us. Right? He ordained us to do the work. So if you hate the laborer's work that he told you to do, you ungrateful. You an ingrate. You a nigga. You a super nigga.
Infidel.
Right? You the same Jakes as on their mama's couch smoking weed playing 2K all day. Are you the equivalent to them? You know?
That's right.
In your drawers all day, drinking orange juice out the container, scratching your stomach. Mama come home. She's talking about, hey, baby. Yeah, hey, ma. Then you go back downstairs to play 2K all day with Mountain Dew, hitting up Keisha. And you on Instagram. So now, go ahead.
She called me, tell me to take the meat out the freezer. You know, you got to go unthaw the meat, and you not listening.
And you didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She told you to sweep the house before she left to go to work. She come back the house not swept. You know.
It's dirtier than it was before.
Yeah, you and her boyfriend getting into a fight. You know.
Gotta put you in a headlock.
And
I know he's been waiting.
In Deuteronomy 21 said describe a brother like that. Said he took him to the elders of the city and they stoned him.
That's right.
He was a damn drunkard and a gluttonous, man.
Yeah.
The brother eating up all the food. He drinking up his damn mother wine. Going the hell off, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, put that man to death because he's rebellious, he's stubborn, he's a gluttonous. Right? Basically, he's sitting in the house not doing the damn thing. You got it, brother.
Salakia. Brother, they was out there. Them dudes back then, they was slaying oxen while their parents sleep, eating all of the oxen. You know, eating the first fruits, getting drunk, going out there eating the first fruits, going to Jerusalem unadvisedly, just getting into mischief, man.
Right.
You on mute, Yarda?
I got precept.
Breaking the E5, you know, peeing on the temple, you know, just doing mischievous stuff.
Yeah, sipping yan behind the temple, man.
Right.
Go home, man.
Yeah. You and your 3 boys sipping yan all night.
Some kind of actual work, man. And then Jake, man, when we go out there teaching, there's a lot of idle Jakes out there, man. And then you wonder why Esau pulling up on you, bothering you all the time, because you ain't doing the damn thing, man. Right? At least when we out there preaching the word, they know we actually laboring. Right? We actually doing something out there. We actually occupy in righteousness. All right? And I got a precept. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 19. It say, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. So this is what the Lord ordained for man on the earth. In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread. So if you think you're going to put some food on that table, your ass better be working somewhere, man. Or you're going to starve. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's in the scriptures, man. You got a lot of these rappers that say that, and these singers, they think they making up something. No, that's in the Bible, man. The Lord said that out of his own mouth. You got it, brother.
I'm holding that right there. That's a spirit. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat, man. You see that? And that was literal back then. But they said that, look, this is what we told you. Yo. If these brothers out here in the church of Thessalonica, if they not working, they not eating. If they not getting it done, look, they got to deal with it. On a spiritual level, if you're not putting in the work of the Most High, you're not going to spiritually eat, man. He's not going to feed you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding because you're not doing the work. All right? You're not going out there teaching the people, right? You're not on the highways and byways. And doing the work, too, is calling on the brother, checking on the brother. That's doing the work. Counseling the brother, getting your household in order, teaching your woman, guiding your children. That's part of doing the work, too. A lot of these brothers are out there on the highways and byways doing the work. Hey, but your women don't know no scriptures, man. You know, your child, they 15 years and old, they're in the couch smoking weed, man. You talking about I'm out there doing your whole damn house out of order. So doing the work is more than just throwing up 15,000 precepts on the streets, man. You know?
This is a Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. It says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise." Right? So you got the ant, consider the work of an ant, and that's how you're gonna become wise, man. The ant's always working, man. Right? And they working as a team, man. Right? So they always put in the work, never stop, right? Staying busy. Like brother said, brother can't just be idle, man. Can't be idle, just on a in the worldly sense, and you can't be idle in this truth either, man. Right? So brother gotta be constantly doing the work. Exhortation daily. Right? Always abiding in the truth, man. Always abiding in the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And I got another precept. This is Proverbs. So like you got, I got.
Con.
I got
We have
precept.
the parable too after in a minute.
Kind of real quick point. No, you got him, Malachi. So like you. Slip my mind.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, and verse. I'll start at verse 22. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. For an odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. Verse 24 is the point. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 24. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. Right? Because in the summertime, you see them ants out there with the damn Dorito chip on their back. They might got a piece of popcorn. Right? They getting it in, man. In the sweat of their damn ant face. Reading on. It reads, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. Salakia. It say the conies are but a feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider taketh hold with her hands and is in kings' palaces. You see that? So these different insects created by the Most High, they get it in righteousness, man. They put forth their work, and that's how the Lord want us to be within this knowledge and within your everyday life, within your household, right? Dealing on the job, all right? The Lord deals with a man that's a workaholic, right? He don't like slothful men. He hates slothful men. Let me get that real quick in the book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Why you get that? I'm gonna read this real quick.
I already got it. Right.
All right.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 1. A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone, and everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace. A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. So a slothful man ain't shit. That's what the Lord is saying. That's the filth of a dunghill. Every man that takes it up will shake his hand. All right. So when you hire this man, he ain't getting nothing done on the job, man. You tell his brother clean up the residue from the construction site, right? You come back 3 hours later, it's the same mess, man. And you're gonna want to fire that brother. You're gonna want to kick him off the job. That's a slothful man. Nobody likes a slothful man, right? You sitting up there putting in the work. This brother supposed to be working with you. He's sitting up there looking at you while you working, man. Right? He is a damn piece of brother. You going off, man? Help that brother labor. You got it.
Or you got that brother. While you build, you go up and you put the wall up. He going to tear it down behind you.
Talking about this how it's done.
You said what?
Talking about this how it's done, man.
Yeah, this how it's done. He tear it down. Right. This Sirach chapter 33 and verse 25. If thou set thy servant to labor, thou shalt find rest. But if thou let him go idle, he shall seek liberty. Verse 27. Send him to labor that he be not idle, for idleness teacheth much evil. Right? So you brothers that's sitting around a crib, man, being idle, watching, you can't wait till the next big game come on. You getting the hot Cheetos and the Doritos ready. Oh, do I get this sauce or do I get these chips? You looking at what 12-piece wings to get? You get the boom boom sauce or the hot wings this time. Is Ray coming over? If they come over, their kids gonna be loud. I'm gonna watch TV in my own room. You just being idle, man. You know, you scrolling through social media. That teaches man to be evil. Slothfulness teaches you to be evil, man. You know.
Time I got precept.
Quick precept. Oh, you got it. I got enough to your Maya.
Hold on, I was almost done. Hold on, I was almost finished. It says idleness teaches much evil, man. So you brothers talking about I hate camps. I don't want to go out there and do the work. They out there teaching the people. I don't want to do that. And these are the same brothers. Guess what? They into hella doctrines. They into all types of lewdness. They perverts. They peeping Tom. Yeah, they out of house out of order. They got a kufi on their head, and they saying Yahuwah. You know, Toda Aki. Those brothers, man. Grand Rising Toda Aki. All right. So you got to watch out for brothers like that. The brothers that go out there and labor, and you constantly you should make a schedule for yourself too, man. Keep yourself occupied. Look, I'm gonna set a schedule. Look, at 8 in the morning. Look, I'm gonna get up and read. You know, and we'll look at 10 in the morning. Look, I know I gotta go to work, but I get off at 7. When I get off at 7, I'm gonna do this, and I gotta study. Then I'm gonna go over the precepts. So you keep yourself on a routine and a schedule. You know.
This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 13. The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way. A lion is in the streets. Right? So a slothful man gonna make an excuse, man, and say that lion out there. I can't do it. Like, you know, I'm sick. You know, I can't do it because my woman. I can't do it. I got a job or I got work. You know, a slothful man gonna make excuses, man. Any reason not to go out there and do the work, man. You know, any reason, and then he's scoffing. You say the same brothers out there doing the work, and you got the slothful man that's at home on social media scoffing at the brothers' work, man. Right? But they got a reason why they not doing it, man. Right? That's a slothful man.
Hey, this is right. 34 and 23. When one buildeth and another pulleth down, what profit have then but labor? It's like, of what profit have they then but labor? Or you don't want to be that guy you building up the bricks, being a mason, and the other person just knocking it down. I don't like that brick. And he get on you, but he not helping. And I've seen stuff like that. My old job. Jake is kind of building up, doing their best, and the other Jake just knocking stuff down. Gotta do it over. Just lording over people.
Right.
And he breaking the bricks.
Yeah. Yeah. Salaki, that's what Jake doing the truth, man. You go out there teaching, right? You might put up a video of you teaching, then Jake on the comment board talking about, no, brother, this how you break it down. Then you go to that brother page, he don't have no content, no kind of edification going out, but he want to be the top, deepest prophet on the damn comment board.
Right.
A shadow prophet.
Yeah, a shadow prophet.
And them comment boards, man, I mean, them comments be long. I mean, they're long. And that's the most they have done all month. Fingers sore, you know. So we gotta go back to Matthew 25.
God.
So brothers getting the point now about laboring and doing the work. And sometimes you got these top athletes, man. You got these guys like Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather. They have something that a lot of brothers don't have, which is a high work ethic, man. Right? A high level work ethic. These guys, while you sleep, they working out, man. I remember when I used to watch the Floyd, what is that, the 24, something like 24/7. What was it?
Yeah.
You remember
talking about.
Yeah, it was the 24/7 Floyd stuff, whatever they had, man. Right? When he'd get up and they would show what he was doing like throughout the day. And then they'll show what the other guys doing throughout the day. Yeah, the all access throughout it for that. Hey, these brothers, they be sleep. It'd be 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning if the other boxers sleep. Right? What is Floyd out there doing? Kind of hitting the bag, running, right? Doing cardio, right? Doing the jumping jacks. I'm better than him, right? This guy's getting up at 5 in the morning while you sleep, man. So who's going to have the better performance? The guy with the better work ethic, right?
Yeah, Salaki. Floyd Mayweather, he will run from the casino to his house, man. In damn Las Vegas, man. So he will run damn near 12 miles home. You got to have a high work ethic, and you got to be disciplined.
Yeah. And these guys too, man, like these athletes, like these Kobe's and these Jordans, they're the first one in the gym, man. Yeah. They're there before practice. Let's say practice start at 2 in the afternoon. Guess what time these guys show up? 11 in the morning. Why? Because they got to knock out. They got their own thing going on, man. Hey, the coach, they got a schedule for them, but they got their own schedule. They're going to knock out their 100 free throws. They're going to do their 100 suicides. Then when practice start, look, that's their thing, man. So their your warm up, their warm up is these other guys' workouts, man. Sometimes how these guys warm up, that's the next man's workout. You know,
Hey, they're the first ones in the gym and the last ones to leave.
yeah, they the last ones to leave. That's how you got to be in this thing, man. You got to be the first one at camp, and then everybody ready to leave. Look, you the last one that want to leave. You know,
And you got to sleep in the gym, man. Right?
Yeah.
You had certain basketball players when they was coming up, they would sleep in the gym. I believe
Right.
Kevin Durant did that.
right?
Right?
They call
So,
them gym rats.
yeah, they called him a gym rat, man. So you got to be a scripture rat in righteousness.
Right. You got it right down.
I was gonna say, I think it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson or Mark Wahlberg. They were saying that they schedule, they wake up at 5 a.m, workout. They basically wake up early to do that, what they need to do, right? And things pertaining to the world. So Jake should look at that and say, okay, dang, why am I not putting that effort in the truth? And I got to find a verse that somebody know post or bring it out. But the children of the nations, they was doing what their forefathers was doing. But Israel, they couldn't do it at all. Most I kind of use them as an example. It's gonna come back to me. I think it's in Jeremiah or Ezekiel.
You thinking about the children of the world are wiser than the children of light?
That one, but it's another one in Jeremiah where the Most High used these people as an example of how they're Yep.
Yeah, that's in Jeremiah. I believe that's like those are Israelites though. Who was listening to their father, man, Rakab. That's a good point. This First Chronicles, it's like your First Corinthians chapter 16 and 15. I beseech you, brethren, and we bring this out a lot, right? Ye know the house of Stephanus. So these brothers in Corinth, they knew about that. Everybody knew about the house of Stephanus. All right, does everybody know about your house? Yeah, that's the house of Malachi. Yeah, them brothers addicted, man. His son and Malachi, they uncle, they can't stop doing the work. Right? It says, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia. But then these are the first guys to kind of come into the truth in that region when Paul went out there. And that they have addicted themselves to the ministry, right, of the saints. So they were addicted, meaning that they had a problem like we always go into, man, right? They couldn't stop. There are certain brothers, they just can't put the Bible down, right? They carry it to work. It's in their bag. They got a spare one in the car. They got 4 Bibles laying around. It's always open in the house. They're always watching the videos, always taking notes. And they go to bed at 4 in the morning. They go to sleep meditating in the precepts, or they go to sleep reading. Then they wake up and they read again. They just can't stop. Right? Your woman said, hey, let's go watch a movie. Let's go do this. And, when you're away from the Bible, you kind of start doing this. You kind of, you get uncomfortable. Hey, you should get uncomfortable when you're not around this Bible, man. You should be uneasy. She kind of start itching like, dang, y'all have really, they ask you what's wrong at work, and you said nothing. They say, you sitting there, nah, I'm okay.
And you start whispering precepts.
Yeah. And then when it's time to go on break, you run, man. Because you got to go get your fix. You got to go get this thing, man. Then you come back from work and you feel a little bit better because you was into this thing,
Got precept. This is 12 verse 1. I beseech you, brethren, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Right, so this is our reasonable service, man, to present your body a living sacrifice. Well, it's like be the first one in the that's submit your body as a present your bodies as a living sacrifice. Right, to go out there and prophesy in the cold, prophesy in the blizzard, man. To stay up late. You get off work, you be tired, kind of the flesh want to go to sleep, but you like, I gotta study or read, 4, 5, 7 more chapters, man. You up 3, 4 in the morning. Right? Sometimes I gotta get up early in the morning for work. I'll be up like 2, still study. To the point where that's making your body a living sacrifice. You got it.
Hey, sometimes, hey, look, I'll be up 24 hours, man. You make a day throughout the week. You're like, look, today's the day. Look, I'm up 24 hours. Hey, even if you got to go to work the next morning, man, right? Or you got look today. Look, you pick that day. Look, I'm up 24 hours. You know, you up and you went to the word, man. Sometimes you got to do that. Or you up 18 hours, 19 hours. Hey, you was doing that in the world, man. You don't get up. You know, you do that, go to work, then you be up all night at Club Oxygen, man, or Club so and so till 4 in the morning. Now you up, you at the damn what's that cookout, getting the damn burger because it's 4 in the morning. You've been up all night, you know. Smell like alcohol, and you out there, you looking for the next move. Where the after party at, brother? It's 5 in the morning, brother. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, that might have to be a challenge for
What's that?
the 24-hour challenge, man.
The 24-hour challenge, and 24 hours into the scriptures. Right?
Hey,
I got.
I was gonna make
from
a
the
quick
prologue
point.
of Sirach, from the prologue of Sirach, it reads. It says, when he had given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, and was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. So, the purpose of Sirach is for brothers that are addicted to learning, right? And the law. Because you already have the law, but that's not enough. It's not enough for certain brothers. So this man said, I'm gonna get a compilation of wisdom to break down the law on a deeper level. Because everything in Sirach go back to the law. But it's 51 chapters for the brother that's addicted to the law. He need more, right? He needs to get more into this thing. So you have Sirach.
yeah, I kind of bump into stuff at work because I've been meditating on verses. Your mind got to like really always be on the scriptures. I know a brother. He said he was driving, and you kind of had to, you know, you kind of swerving, got to strain up the wheel. He was doing that because he was thinking of verses.
He got focus.
Yeah, but but the point is, you got to be meditating on this word.
That's right.
This is Mark 5 and 6. But when he saw Yahushua far off, he ran and worshipped him. It's like this is the other one I wanted. Mark 9 and 15. And straightway all the people, when they beheld him, were greatly amazed, and running to him, saluted him. So that's how you got to treat the word. You know, we know Yahushua is the word. You got to run to it. You know, and not jog, not walk. You got to run. You know?
That's right. So let's go back. After that precept, Malachi, we're going to go back to Matthew 25.
John, this is the book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 40. And to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua and let them go. Verse 41, and they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. Verse 42, and daily in the temple and in every place they ceased not to teach and preach Hamashiach Yahushua. Right, so here it is, these apostles, these men, they were beaten, right, received bodily harm for preaching the word, but hey, man, they just couldn't stop, right? And that's these addicts, man. They get their ass beaten, right? They get kicked out their house, right? They get damn evicted, but they still on them drugs, man. So you got to still be resorting back onto this truth. And you got to be righteously addicted, man. Even if you beaten for the word of the Lord, might get damn near stoned, you might get shot, you might get into a horrible ass car crash, you still got to be out there preaching righteousness.
God, I got something. This is second Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 37. But I say, my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching Yahweh that he will speedily be merciful unto our nation and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is Yahweh. Right? So 2 Maccabees 7, you got the brothers that's being, killed, man, basically persecuted for the laws of the Most High, man, refusing to bow down and eat of the pork, man. Right, so we gotta offer, like brothers going to sacrifice, man. Getting beat, you might have to die for this thing, man, but you do it for the laws of the Most High.
That's right. This second Ezra chapter 14 and 40. And I took it and drank, and when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory, and my mouth was opened and shut no more. Right? So you had a group of men, they was addicted, man. When you read this account, they was doing the work, I believe, for 40 days, man. And they wrote 4 books, right? It reads, the highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books. So for 40 days straight, what was Ezra doing? Teaching the scriptures. 40, he didn't stop. He didn't go nowhere. They wrote 204 books. Ezra, he was pretty much rehearsing the scriptures so they could rewrite the scriptures, right? From Genesis all the way on down to whatever they needed for 40 days straight, right? So you see, Ezra was on fire, man. A lot of brothers, you go for a week, then the next week, I think it's time for me to take a week off. I need to find myself. The Lord don't need the brother that's always trying to find himself, man. I need to find out who I really am and my purpose in this life. The Lord told you what your purpose in this life is. Read Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 13. You got it.
This is Job chapter 32 and verse 19. It said, behold, my belly is as wine which have no vent. It is ready to burst like new bottles. Right? So Job was ready to speak, man. Ready in that wine going into the wisdom, man. Right? So he said burst like new bottles, couldn't wait to get and speak, man. Right? And speak Yahweh outside. Speak these words. Verse 21. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Right? So I may speak that I may be refreshed. I mean, putting your tongue and it's like you just can't wait to get it out. Then you finally get the word out, and then you kind of feel relaxed, man. Like, thank you. Finally did it. I mean, it's like holding your breath for a long time.
Yeah, a lot of Jakes do that in wickedness, man. You think about smoking that weed and doing that crack and you getting into some wickedness, and you finally do it and you feel kind of better, man. You got that built up lust, that built up anger, and you finally let it out. Oh, I just have to get that off my chest, man. And that's how we feel when we do the breakdowns, when we go to the precepts, man. We do a video, man. I've been studying them precepts all week. I couldn't wait to put it into a lesson, man.
They looking for a certain precept. Brothers get real crazy when they can't find a precept. You hit up all the group chats. You on Google. You look through all your notes. You turn your room upside down. All looking for a precept.
Jake do that for a roach.
I was going to say, yep, they do that for a needle, a roach, crack pipe, whores.
Madness, man. So let's go back to Matthew chapter 25, and let's read from 15 on down again.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
Right.
Verse 16. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents.
What does that mean? Right? That means, like, if people do that in the streets, they'll give a brother $1,000, and I want you to go take this $1,000 and make more money off of it. Right? And companies do that. You'll have these guys, they may be based in New York City, and they may have a guy, they say, look, we got this, want you to start this company in San Francisco. We're going to loan you $20,000. So you got to take that $20,000 and go to San Francisco And with that money, you may have to rent out a building. You may have to get, they might give you a stipend for food and a room and board and whatever. With that $20,000, you got to go out there and start a little company or whatever and get an income and turn that $20,000 into $40,000. Or turn that $20,000 to $100,000. Now, when it's time for that, these jobs, they have quarterly reports every 3 months. They have a meeting where you have to call in via Skype, or they may fly you back to New York City. And your CEO, he want to know what you did with that $20,000, right? Now you can come to him and say, well, look, here's my report. Here's my damn bank statement. I turned your $20,000 to $100,000. And your boss is going to say, well, that's good. You get a promotion, right? Or you can be given that $20,000 by your boss. He fly you out to San Francisco and you just buy a whole bunch of weed with it. Right? And women, weed and women. You buy you that little car that do the hydraulics on it. You move to Vegas. You in the Bellagio. You shooting the dice. You got Edomite blowing your dice. You know what I'm saying? So and it's time, and they fly you back to New York City. Now your boss say, well, where the bread at? Where the money at? And you come up empty-handed. Guess what? You going to jail, or you getting fired. Right? So this is what the Lord is talking about. You got men that are given this knowledge. They take this knowledge and win more souls for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
One example that people might that they might know of it in the world, the industry, right? Certain record labels and companies, they find a certain, in their eyes, they find a certain nigga, and they see him as a dollar sign, and they give him a certain amount of money. And they have to increase that money off of the record label. And if they don't do that, then they broke their contract, which can result in jail or death, or them just giving them a bad name. And that's kind of what they did with Dave Chappelle, a whole bunch of other artists that, I don't feel like listing. Right. You gotta flip the bread. It's like real quick, like they say on Instagram, look, you're trying to flip this dollar and make $10, just sign up. But we got to do that for the word, righteously.
That's right.
John, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 30. It say, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. So this thing is about winning souls, bringing back as much brothers and sisters as you can to this truth, right? By going out there and laboring in the vineyard. Right, flipping those talents, man, flipping those pounds in righteousness to bring Israel back onto the Lord.
Right. Quick point too. You got to be a master at speaking to people too. You got to, like Paul did. He came to the Gentiles as Gentile. You got to be real relatable to people. Even a salesman, they know how to sell anything by being relatable. Being wise as a serpent.
And I got
quick precept. Like this, Sirach chapter 6 and 5. Sweet language will multiply friends. A fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings. So if you out there and you got a what does it say? Sweet language. Your language is with this honey. On a spiritual level. That's your sweet language. You dropping the honey comb to the people that they can eat. You're going to multiply friends. You're going to get people to join this business, what we call the truth, man. Through your sweet language. You breaking the precepts down. You humble to this brother. You meeting this brother on his level, right? This brother got out of prison. Now you talking to him like you was in prison, And this guy from college, now you getting in that college level with him. You counseling this mother who lost her son through this honeycomb, man. You're going to begin to win souls, right? You got brothers, they win a lot of people, man. You're going to be rewarded for that thing, right? You got it, Jeremiah.
Like the gift of gab.
Yep.
This Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. So we got to teach these things to faithful men who also teach others, man. So, as a teacher or a brother with 3 talents, 2 talents, or 1 talent, you got to teach these to men who also get into this business, man. Right? You got certain jobs, they say, when you get hired, they'll say something like if you recommend someone else and we hire them, we'll pay you.
A referral.
Referral.
Referral bonus.
You get a referral bonus. Right. So through the spirit, we get a referral bonuses here.
That's right.
Gone.
That's right.
Each other
Hey,
wake a brother up. You might have them, you might wake a brother up on social media. You wake a brother up, on the highways and byways. Next thing you know, he on the line, man, waking other brothers up. He might be just as mighty, right? That's referral bonus.
that's right. And like the sister put, let your speech be always seasoned. Colossians 4:6. Because not only are we businessmen, we actually we're maidens too. We're chefs, man. All right, and we got to give people meat. You gotta give them bread. You gotta give them wine. You gotta give them all of this food. We got to make sure it's seasoned too. You go, you've been to that restaurant. You go there, you eat that good food. Guess where you're going next? You're going right back to that same spot, right? And you keep going back, man, because that food is always good, man, right? Your woman saying, look, let's go over here. But you want to go back to that same spot because how they season and present and cook that food. It's presented well. It's seasoned well. It's given to you on time. It's there when you need it. And you're going to keep going to that spot, man. The customer service is on point. That's how you got to be with this thing right here, man. Because let me get this quick precept. In Proverbs chapter 9, the Lord called us maidens, right? She has sent out her maidens. Proverbs chapter 9 and 1. Wisdom has builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars, right? The 7 pillars is the complete foundation of this truth that cannot be overthrown, right? She hath killed her beast. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table. She hath sent forth her maidens. Now, in the ancient world, the maidens were sent out to go and tell people, hey, look, the feast is here. The marriage is here. She cried upon the highest places of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wants understanding, she said to him, come eat of my bread and drink up the wine which I have mingled. So you see that? You got to kind of season this food when you out there, because we serving food out there too, man. We go hunting. We got to get that precept. We put it a few days ago about the slothful man that go hunting and roasteth not what you eat it. So you go hunting for the breakdowns, you studying, you better roast what you eat so these people could eat this food that you're giving. You got it.
This is Song of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, I am coming to my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink. Yea, drink abundantly, O beloved. So we got to drink abundantly, man. Right, so you got wine on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side. Some of this, the Lord required a balance, man. So you drunk and, losing your mind off Babylon's wine, but you get some of this good wine. How about from God? Cheerful heart, right? This is good wine, right? Hey,
That's right. That's right. So we can go back to Matthew 25. Yeah, Matthew chapter 25 and let's read 16 again, Baba Kashab.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 16. Then he that received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money.
Uh-oh, you see that? That's the brother that has the knowledge and goes and hides it. It's the brother that keeps it to himself. All right? He goes and he may know the curses and he may know some things, but guess what? He's content with not showing any brotherly love, nor being his brother's keeper. That's like you know your job hiring, and this brother need a job, and you refuse to let him know your job hiring. Right? They need this brother. He's looking for work, man. He's starving. He needs to eat. He's thirsty, man. Your job hiring every damn hour, man. You looking at your brother and you refuse to give him this job, man. You have the right to give him the job too. You can call the shots, man, but you don't let your brother get this job. Right? You're hiding that money. You're hiding the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let me get a quick precept. Let me get this more quick one. It's the book of Job, right? Job chapter 15 and verse 8. Hast thou heard the secret of God? and dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself. So you can't hear the secret of the Most High and keep wisdom to yourself, man. Because the secret is revealed to the prophets, and the prophets can't keep the prophecy to themselves. When the word of the Lord hit the prophets, you can't pull a Jonah, man. Jonah went and hit the Lord's money, man. He fled to Tarshish. So the Lord kind of yoked him up, man. You know?
Precept. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thy hand to do it. So, Jake, it's in the power of your hand to teach this truth. If the Most High bless you with this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding, right? The milk, the honey, the wine, the bread, you got to distribute, right? And you got to feed the lambs. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep.
Right.
Read on. Verse 28. Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give when thou hast it by thee. For example, if you out and about, you got your fringes on, and a Israelite family walk up to you and ask you about the fringes, you can't say, well, hold up, just take the channel. Look, you got to kind of break it down to them right then and there, man.
Got to get into it.
It don't matter if you might be on the clock, you might be rushing. Look, you gotta go, you gotta deal with it, man. Right? The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. And I got another precept. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20, and verse 30. It say, wisdom that is hid and treasure that is hoarded up, what profit is it in them both? So that's unprofitable, man. You got this wisdom, you got this knowledge, and you kind of hiding it, you kind of putting it in your pocket, you lighting the candle and you putting it under a bushel. Right? Verse 31. Better is he that hideth his folly than a man that hideth his wisdom. Right? You got certain brothers that go out there and teach. They only talk to the camera, man. Here it is. You got Israelites walking up and down. You talking about, oh, they ain't gonna get it. Right? Those niggas, they the 2/3. So if you gonna go out there just to talk to a camera, you might as well stay your ass in the house and sit on the couch and do a lesson, man. We out there to wake up Israel. Cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Flip this money, flip these pounds, man. Flip these talents and righteousness. You got it, brother.
I was going to say, I knew an elder. He went out there, he was teaching the people. Now, this guy came up and he said, look, I want to learn, teach me. He said, I'm not out here to teach you, nigga, right? It got to be in you already, right? And the guy said, well, I want to know. He said, look, I'm not out here to teach you, man. And they had the camera out there, you know, and this was an elder man, right? Now, the guy, you know, the guy kind of came up scoffing, but then he humbled down. Nevertheless, the brother still humbled and said, look, can you just show me? You know, I went off, I was wrong. He said, I'm not here to teach you, nigga, right? You dumb Haitian. I'm here to teach. Basically, he said, I'm not here to teach you. It got to be in you, you know? Now, I'm not going to put him out there, right? But, you know, he know who he is, and the Most High knows, you know?
Well, there was a brother that, and I believe he was an elder, correct me if I'm wrong. He said you gotta come back next week. You gotta come back next week to receive the knowledge and the wisdom and the doctrine. It might not be a next week.
Right.
You can't do that with you messing around with the Lord's money like that. There's one precept. This is Sirach 29 and 10. Loose thy money for thy brother and thy friend, and let it not rust under a stone to be lost. And that's what that dude did. Took the towel and just kept it under a stone.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard a Pacific camp. I ain't gonna put their name out there, but a brother came up basically asking, can they break down John 3:16? Now the brother was sincerely asking, can they break down John 3:16? And they said, we just broke it down. We'll break it down next week. That's going off, man. Hey, it's easy. Just break it down right then and there to the brother. Because the brother was sincerely asking. He want to know what the world is in John 3:16. And you can convince the brother by going to Isaiah 45 and 17. Now you just won a soul. Now you just brung a brother back onto the Most High. But he said, oh, we just brung it out. You have to come back next week. So that's off, man.
I got a quick piece of that. So like this is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So if you offend the little one, man, the Lord says better that you kill yourself. Because if you offend the little one, the Lord gonna get you. Right? You don't want the Lord to get you. Lord said you might as well take yourself out now before I put my hands on you, man. Because when I come back, it's gonna be a lot worse. You know?
This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 33. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it to all ages forever. Behold that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. Right, so we out here for all those that seek wisdom, man. Right, whoever is seeking wisdom and knowledge, like it says, come eat my beloved, come eat abundantly, man. Right, not to say, we too late. You came 5 minutes late after the John 3:16 breakdown. Right, but we out there to break this thing down for all those who seek wisdom. Right, and that's what the in the parable of Matthew 25, the brother one talent, he wasn't doing that, man. Right, he wasn't seek for all those that seek wisdom. Right, John 3:16, that's like one talent.
Right.
You can teach that. You could have broke that down.
Easy, right? So like it's been times we've been at camp. We just about to wrap up. Brother came up crying in sorrow. Can you help me? Right? Can you
Yep.
brothers break it down to me? Right? And we broke it down to the brother. Thus saith the Lord, man. And we was, that was overtime for the Lord. We was out there probably about 30 minutes, after the time we were supposed to wrap up. But it was all for the edification of Israel. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 12. And I got one more precept, King. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 19. Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto you? We speak before God and Hamashiach, but we do all things, dearly beloved, for your edifying. So everything we do is for the edifying of the body. We have to make our bodies living sacrifices, man. So if that falls in the lines of us being out there 2 hours after camp time, after we supposed to wrap up, then so be it. Because this is for the edification of our people, man. The Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. And the Spirit got me keep saying that, man. Got it.
Hey, a brother said last week or the week before, he said, I want to learn. He said it like 3 times austere. I want to learn. He said that. And we had to say, all right, I got you. And we never seen that brother before. I want to learn. You got to break it down to him,
That's right. That's right. You're an ambassador, man. The Lord said in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, as ambassadors of Hamashiach, and ambassadors to win souls, man, to save souls, to bring them back. You represent the Most High, And Yahweh Shah, man, he was out there we could pull the accounts. He was out there for hours healing people, man. You don't think the Lord got tired? He was healing people all day and all night, man. Sicknesses, ailments, woes, depression, the palsy, depression, unclean spirits, infirmities. And with the Lord, he was out there, man. You don't think the Lord has stuff to do? I got a precept real quick, man.
I got one after you.
Mark 6:30. I got one too.
This St. Mark chapter 6 and verse 30. Right? St. Mark chapter 6 and 30. And the apostles gathered themselves together unto Yahweh Shah and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had taught. And he said unto them, come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while, for there were many coming and going, and they had no leisure so much as to eat. So the 12 apostles was doing so much work, so much healing, so much teaching that they didn't even have no leisure. They had no free time. They didn't even have time to eat, man. Right? They didn't even have time to eat and take care of themselves. So the Lord had to tell them, look, chill out. The Lord had to tell them to slow down, man. They didn't tell themselves to slow down. The Lord had to come down. He was so pleased. Y'all need to chill. Y'all relax. If the Lord didn't come down to you and tell you to relax, brother, you better keep doing his work, man.
That mean not doing it.
The Lord didn't come down to you and tell you to slow down. That show you how on fire these brothers was, man. What the Lord said, look, y'all, look, my 12, they on fire, man. Y'all need to eat, right? Hey, sometimes we don't get to eat, man. Sometimes, look, hey, if you missed that meal because you was studying and you was doing that video, hey, look, you got to deal with it. You'll eat later, man. Most High will. And if you don't, so what? Israel getting edified, you know? You
God,
got it,
that goes back to making your body a living sacrifice, man.
right?
You might go a day without eating, man. Right? It's the book of John. It's the book of John, chapter 21. Shalak, your book of John, chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua said unto Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jodas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. He saith to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Verse 17. He saith unto him the third time. Now, third represents emphasis in the scriptures. Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Right? So he told Peter 3 times to feed the sheep. Wake up the elect. Make your body a living sacrifice. So that's what the Lord requires of the Israelites. Hey, feeding the sheep is a commandment. Let me get that in John chapter 14, verse 15. Let me bring that out. This book of John chapter 15 and verse 14. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. So the Lord commanded his disciples to go out there and feed the sheep.
I got a precept. This is Job chapter, going back off what Brother Naquan was bringing out. This is Job chapter 23 and verse 12. It says, Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. Wait, so you gotta esteem the words of the Lord more than your necessary food. No, it don't matter if you didn't eat, man. It don't matter if you at camp and you hungry, man. You in the spirit at camp, you don't even be hungry. You don't even get hungry no more, man. Right? Because you're going hard for the Lord, man. So this work is more important, and this comes first, man. At the end of the day, this comes first. And I got another precept. This is Acts chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. So Paul, Paul ready to depart. He had somewhere else to be, man. Right? But he said he still continued until midnight. And there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. And there sat in a window a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep. And as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead. Right, so this man, Paul was out there preaching so long, this man ended up falling asleep and falling out the damn window, man. Right, that's how long you out there prophesying. Right, so this man falls out from the third floor window, man. Right, he had people out there for hours. He probably was out there all damn day. He didn't care. He has something else to do. You got it.
This Nehemiah chapter 9 and 1. Now Nehemiah 1. Now in the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and with sackcloth and ashes upon them. And the city of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood. Can you hear me? So it's like, okay.
What's going on and out?
Yeah, my city needs to end. Come on. Can brothers, they can hear me? Okay, come on. It says, Nehemiah 9 and 2. And the city of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers. And they stood in their place. Nehemiah 9 and 3, and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God 1/4 part of the day, and another fourth part they confessed and with the Lord their God. So a fourth and a fourth of 50%, right? So literally 12 hours out the day, they was into the scriptures, right? Straight, 12 hours straight, man. Right? Jake, you can't, our people's attention span, they can't read for at least 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you know? These people, our forefathers, that was for 12 hours straight, you know? One's got it.
When we was in brothers in Cleveland, we went to Detroit for the Unity camp. I believe the brother Rapala was teaching, and sisters got bored in like 3 minutes. They was only up there for a few minutes and they got bored. Right? They said they got bored of the curses.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
Damn. So we can go back to Matthew 25.
Yeah, that was bad. That was ugly.
Brother went out. Now I'm gonna read Matthew chapter 25 and verse 18. Matthew chapter 25, verse 18. But he that had received one went and digged in the earth and hid the Lord's money. Verse 19. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou
Right. It's like that long time. It's time for the Lord. Until when the Lord returns. All right.
This verse 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Even is to enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
Right. All right, go ahead, Malachi.
I just had a precept on that because the Lord said He's going to make us ruler over many things. Right. That's talking about the kingdom of heaven, man. Let me get that in the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26. Right, because there is a reward for this work that we do, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Right, so the Lord is going to bless us in the kingdom of heaven by giving us power over the nations, right, to rule them with the rod of iron, which is the strictness of the law, and an actual rod of iron, so we can get the nations in order, man. Right. So the Lord is faithful. He's not like Esau, right? Esau had you damn slaving and working. You don't receive none of the benefits. You don't receive the reward. He's that damn unjust spirit, huh?
It's certain benefits you won't receive till like after 9 months. Or certain like health insurance, dental. That's how wicked Esau is. You're supposed to get all that, man.
Yeah, you gotta get paid every day.
Yep.
At the end of your shift.
Right. So Esau did something called 3 weeks in the hole. That's madness, man. You gotta wait 3 weeks to get paid. That's all.
And then your first check don't even be much, man.
Yeah.
So you didn't wait 3 whole weeks for this little check.
Getting $75. You know, somebody, yeah, it's mad. Somebody background y'all brand up.
I got a precept.
You got it.
This is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 12. It says, And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according to his work shall be. Right? So this, like brother going to this reward for this, man. We're gonna get rewarded according to our work. parable, brother with 5 talents, he get a reward. Brother with 2 talents get a reward. Right? So the Lord coming back with judgment, to judge the kings of the earth, cause hell on the 2/3, and to give reward to his servants, man.
And link up with that. This Luke chapter 19, because in Matthew 25 it says you'll be Lord of many things. It's specified in Luke chapter 19 and verse 17. It reads, I'll start at 16. Then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said to him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. See that? The kingdom of heaven, you're going to have rulership over 10 cities. All right? Authority meaning you have the right to call shots. Right? You call the say so. You're going to tell them more about what to eat and what not to eat. You're going to set the boundaries of the land for the Midianites and the Edomites. Right? You're going to have 10,000 men working with you. You're going to be in chariots at your will, going to travel to different lands, telling them, look, the Passover is coming up. You better be there. Right? You got to show them how to build tents for the Feast of Tabernacles, how to bury the dead, purification laws. Hey, that's what we want, man. We want to be Lord over 10 cities, man. That's why we labor and do the work of the Most High, man. Not for no vain glory on this side of the world. If you're looking for your reward in the first heaven and the first earth, your mind not right, man. The first heaven and the first earth will pass away, and there was no more sea. We want a reward in the second heaven and the second earth, man. Right? We want to be ruling over 10 cities, man. Right? I want to call the judgment and call the shots, and I rule over the day after day after shots, man. These are things that we look forward to in the kingdom of heaven. If we're laboring and doing the work. It's lucky. 10 cities, that could be any amount of cities. I believe there's like 25 million people. How many people? Let's find out. Salakia. How many people? Right now they're saying about 8 million people in New York City. Right? So imagine ruling over 10 cities. That's like 80 million people, man. You got it.
Number 10. This is Genesis chapter 31. I'm gonna start at verse 7. Genesis 31 and 7. It says, and your father have deceived me. It said, and your father have deceived me and changed my wages 10 times. But Yahweh suffereth him not to hurt me. Right? So Jacob's wages didn't get literally changed 10 times, man. Right? Just a complete amount, man. Right? Just mean completion. Right? Like when, hey, we gotta go 10 times harder in this truth. I mean, you measure how hard I'm going right now, and then I times that by 10 and carry the 1. You just go hard, brother. Go 10 times harder. That just 10 represents just like, brother, going to completion. You got it.
You got a precept. This Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel, and said, Sir, what are these? He answered, and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Right, and that's us in the kingdom, Lord willing. Are we going to get the crown? Right, and the crown, that's somebody's rulership. Only kings wear crowns. You don't have a low level Jake just wearing a crown like that. You think David's lads was wearing crowns? Nah. Going to elect, but we know the elected, they're gonna have crowns. They're gonna have a higher position. More authority.
I got the precept. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, and verse 40. Now, this is King David speaking. It say, Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. So we're gonna have the necks of our enemies. Meaning we're gonna chop their damn heads off, man. Verse 41. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. And that's what these heathen gonna do in that day. They're gonna be crying out to God Almighty, asking them to save them. And the Lord is not gonna hear your prayers. Read on. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the street. Verse 43. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people and has made me the head of the heathen. So we're going to be the head of the heathen.
That's right.
Be lords and gods in that day. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. So strangers are going to serve us in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 44. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. You see that? So they're going to obey every order that you give out unto the heathen. It say the strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their closed places. So they're going to be afraid of you, man. Like the scriptures say, we was given dominion basically over the beasts of the field. Now the heathen also are beasts in the scriptures. So we're going to have dominion over the heathen, man. Verse 46. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me and subdueth the people under me. So these different heathens, the so-called white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, they're going to be subdued under our feet, right? We're going to have the neck of our enemies, man. I got one more precept in the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 25.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Baruch. Salaki, bear with me. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 25. And it reads, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh, for thy enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. You see that? So we're going to tread upon the neck of the so-called white man in that day. All right.
Hey, it's Joshua, one account. And it's going to happen in the future too. It's Joshua 10 and 24. And it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their feet upon the necks of them. That's going to happen in the kingdom. We're going to put our feet upon the necks of Obama, Trump, all the royalties and those royal people in Britain. We're going to put our feet upon their neck. We're going to step kind of hard on it,
This Wisdom of Solomon. Can brothers hear me? All right, this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse, I'll read 10. This is the fruit of wisdom. For her sake I shall have estimation among the multitude, and honor with the elders, though I be young. I shall be found in quick conceit and judgment, and shall be admired in the sight of great men. When I hold my tongue, they shall bite my leisure. And when I speak, they shall give good ear unto me. If I talk much, they shall lay their hands upon their mouth. Moreover, by the means of her, I shall obtain immortality, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me. I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. You see that? So wisdom will allow you to set the nations in order, man. Right? Set the people in order and subject. They're going to be subject unto you, man. Right? I mean, you're going to tell them when to get up in the morning. Right? You're going to tell them, look, it's time to go to bed. Now, they can say they kind of bug it, want to, but guess what? They're going to get put to death, man. You're going to tell them, look, I want you to be this guy. I want you to be a shepherd, right? You look like you can climb trees, right? You want to work over here, right? And you're going to call the shots, man. Right? A lot of Jakes, I want to do that. But brother, you can't even get your house in order, brother. Your woman always beating you up. Your children unruly. You always like the cat. How you gonna be women over 10 cities? You always like the cat. You're the last one to show up. You know, you never on time. You know, you don't know how to wash your clothes. You know, you're 35 years old. You're in your mother's basement, but you're gonna rule over 10 cities, brother. You gotta rule over yourself first, brother. You gotta get yourself right, and then the Most High can use you to get the nations right, man. Right? How you gonna be ruling over 10 cities? You can't even get your whole house in order, man. Right? It reads verse 15. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. Meaning when they say your name in the kingdom of heaven, they're gonna be feared. Malachi, I heard Malachi was coming in 2 weeks. Let's make sure everything in order, man. Right? That's how Jake was on the plantation. Here come Master Johnson, right? And Jake was scared to death, man. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. When they hear your name, they're going to fear you, man. Do they fear you now? When they doing a roll call at work? Are they kind of scared to say your name? No, they don't give a damn about you now, man.
Kind of misquoting your name.
Yeah, they call you Tyrone. Asking, can you jump? You know.
You watch
Actually, you want a biscuit? Hey, these Jakes, they actually do want a biscuit, man. Jake fighting over cookies, Esau's attention. You know, you got it.
Yeah, that's the worst, man.
Right.
Yeah, precept. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9 and verse 1. O God of my fathers and Lord of mercy, who has made all things with thy word and ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made. Did not the Lord make the so-called white man and the Chinese man and the Japanese man and the East Indian man? Well, the Lord said we're going to have dominion over these creatures. Read on. And order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with an upright heart. Give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. So we got to pray to the Lord for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, because wisdom bringeth forth to a kingdom. Let me get that real quick. And
I got it right here.
You got it. Bring it out.
This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and I'll start at verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near to the Most High. Therefore, the desire of wisdom brings to a kingdom. Straight like that. Even when you read the first verse, it says, Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. See that? So you got to learn if you a future judge. You have to learn if you want to rule over the nation. You have to know the law. You have to know the commandments. You have to study these things. You have to rehearse these acts so you can seem worthy to be a judge. That's why it's important to make your calling and election sure, man. We're all fighting to be the judge. We want to be one of the 144, man. That's why we're going back over the law. So the Most High can look and say, look, I can use that brother, man, to be a judge. He's reading the law. Or he's going into the prophecy. He's going into the breakdowns. That's a brother that looked like he can be part of the governing body of the kingdom of heaven, man. Because there will be a governing body. Every kingdom has a governing body, right? And usually the governing body is outnumbered by the total population. So the 144,000, they're going to be outnumbered by the rest of the 1/3. But still, that 144, they're going to be calling the shots in the kingdom of heaven. You know? You got it.
I got a precept. This is I got two precepts. This is First Kings chapter 3. Let's start at verse 9. And it's going to Solomon. It says, Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Right. So Solomon, as a future, well, as judges of the earth, right? We supposed to be asking or trying to get wisdom from the Most High. Get wisdom, have discernment, the spirit of discernment, judgment. Cause we're gonna be ruling over cities, man, ruling over nations, man. Right? It says, verse 11, and Yahweh said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked riches for thyself, nor has asked thy life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Right? So, as kings on the earth, you can't be a foolish judge, right? A foolish king, man. You gotta have that wisdom and knowledge and understanding so they can rule the nations, right? So you can put them in captivity, man. And I got another one. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. This is Isaiah 9 and 6. It said, going to our side, it says, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Yahweh, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Right? So the government gonna start with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Right? The governing body start with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, 144,000, and we're gonna be made as judges as at the first.
That's right. So let's go back to Matthew 25. All right, Matthew 25 and verse. Let's see, where do we leave off? 22. Matthew 25 and 22.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them.
Right.
His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast brought. And I was afraid and went and hid my talent on earth. Lo, there thou hast, lo, there has that is thine. It's like it, lo, there thou has that is thine.
See that? So you have this one guy who just hid his talents, man. All right. He hid his talents. So guess what? He's going to be destroyed, man. He said, Lord, I know you're a hard man. The Lord is mean. And he was fearing, a lot of brothers fear that if I go out there, I might mess up. You know, if I go out there and teach, I might offend somebody. I don't want to go out there in the elements. You know, the Lord might be mad at me. I'm gonna just keep it to myself and play it safe. The Lord not dealing with the brother that want to play it safe, man. You have to go out there in the elements and teach the people. Because Yahweh Shah is going to require that of you. He's going to see what you have done with the knowledge and wisdom, right? How hard you were. If you was on fire, if you was diligent, if you was burning, if you was studying. What have you done, man? That's what the Lord going to come out with, cough up the dough. And guess what? You have to cough it up and see whatever you have done, you're going to be rewarded. Whatever you lost, hey, look, you're going to have to deal with that too. Everybody going to have to cough up the dough on the day of judgment, man. Right? And the Lord will roll up on you, and guess what? You're going to empty them pockets, man. They do that in the streets. You know, the guy come by and say, empty the pockets. You got to kind of give him, you know, what you got, man. He might have gave you a little corner, you know. Them drug dealers, they'll do that. They'll post you up in a little corner, right? They'll put you in this alley. They'll put you over there in this block, right? And they give you about 2 weeks. They'll front you, let's say they'll front you a kilo, right? You know, and guess what you got to do with that? You got to take that and you got to make some money. He going to be back though. He going to be back and he want that bread and he going to empty them pockets. And guess what? Now you can say, look, I don't want to loot. I didn't want to go out there and hustle and grind for this guy because he might get me jammed up. Well, look, you got to do it, man. Because when he come back and you don't get him what he need, you seen the movie Fresh, right? I know brother seen Fresh. At the end of the movie, the dude kind of beat him up with the chains, man. You know? You got it.
Hey, if you seen,
hey,
everybody hates.
It's like you seen Paid in Full. He told the dude, turn around and shot him, man. He said, turn her over. And he shot him in the butt, man. You know? He said, I want this money by so-and-so. You know?
I ain't
They-
eating.
Right. I ain't
And everybody hate Chris, that dude from across the street. Or he'll say little dude from across the street. You know, cough it up. You had to just
right.
cough it up. That's how the Lord gonna be, you know, in these last days. He's gonna come like a thief in the night. And you know,
Right.
Chris from that's his name. Everybody hates Chris. He never seen it coming. Never saw it coming.
Right.
He's a little dude across the street. Let me hold $1. And he had to give him $1. Because if he didn't, you know, he'd get that. So that's how the Lord gonna you know, that's how the Lord's seeing it.
I got a precept. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 21, and verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. So you got to overcome this wicked world, this wicked society. Overcome your sin and your impiety, man. And you're going to inherit all things, talking about the kingdom of heaven. Verse 8, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire. So the Lord is not dealing with the fearful man. The man is scared of his own shadow. The man that refused to labor because he's scared of the elements. The Lord gonna sift that man out the truth.
Right.
Right? He's gonna take the spirit away from him. He gonna take them pounds away from him. Hey man, in the world, hey, if you a bad hustler, hey man, he'll take the pounds away from you, man. Before you can even get all the work off, if he see that you a bad hustler, man, give me that, man. You don't know what you're doing with that.
Right.
And he'll take the money that you supposedly made, take everything, man. Because
Hey,
you wasn't hustling right. You got it.
and what he do with that work that he took from you? He gonna give it to the man that know what to do with it, man. He gonna take it from you. He gonna go up on that street and give it to this dude and say, "Here, look, you know what to do, right?" And he ain't even gonna sit there. He gonna take it and he gonna bring that man his money, man, because you know what this thing is about, you know. So you gotta know what this thing. You gotta know what's going on in this truth, man. This same thing is applicable, but in righteousness. You gotta take this knowledge the Most High gave you and go on the streets in the cold. That's how they be in the world. Any like this in the world? You know, doing a dirt, man, out there. We like there on the highways and byways in righteousness, man. Brothers out there, give me Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 4. Hey, brothers out there doing their thing, man. And the Lord gonna roll by because we out there under the street light in righteousness, man. You know? You got it. We bringing light to the darkness, man. When they bringing darkness to darkness. You know? Hey, the Lord speak about a nigger of his meat too, man. Right? I have to find that account, but the Lord is not pleased with a nigger of his
Sirach
meat.
31.
Yeah, let's get that, man. The Lord he likes a man that's living of his meat, not a nigger. That's Niggard, meaning a
Right. Salah.
selfish man. You got it.
Yeah, I believe it was Nabal. Right. Nabal, he was a nigger at his meat.
Yep.
Right. He had a whole feast dedicated toward him. Brother, come on now. You got a
Right.
whole feast. You don't got no friends over. You just got yourself talking about this all me. That's all, man.
Yeah, that's madness, man. You found it, Yardan?
God. Sirach 31 and I'm looking over. It's like 9 through 23.
Con. Yep.
Sirach 31 to 23. Who is liberal of his meat, man shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed.
See that? You got to be a good housekeeper. Then the Lord saying, let me get this in 1 Corinthians 4:1 real quick. Right? Let me get this precept. And in Matthew chapter 13, the Lord said we're like a household. All right, let me go to 1 Corinthians chapter 4:1. It reads, let a man so account of us as if the ministers of Hamashiach and stewards of the mysteries of God. So a steward, he's in charge of things in the house, right? That's the job of a steward. They protected the master's goods. The master may leave the steward. His job is to make sure all of the goods are intact, right? So it says, like Yardan went into Sirach 31 and 23, Whoso is liberal of his meat, man shall speak well of him. I mean, the brothers that go out there, they teach, they're charitable, they go into the breakdowns. You got brothers say hide the breakdowns. This one, $19.99. They can't get this one. If you buy this shirt, you get this breakdown, right? Hey, I know it's a breakdown. What's that for? What's that? $60, man. I think it's a breakdown for $60 out there. I think it's
Well,
a
brothers
12.
got books.
Yeah, books, videos, and they selling them, right?
Brother got a book of notes and they sell them. I just heard about that. They got a book of notes and they sell them, right? Top dollar.
I know a brother,
Like
elder.
$600.
Yep, they selling a Daniel. They got a Daniel 9 breakdown. They selling like hotcakes. The 7 trumpets breakdown. They selling like hotcakes. And guess what? Brothers are buying them. Brothers are not paying their light bills. They're not paying their gas bills. They're not paying rent. They're buying those breakdowns. Not even on the streets reading breakdowns.
Kids going home.
Madness. All right. So right chapter 31 and verse 24. But against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of. See that? So you can't be selfish with your meats, man, with the breakdowns and the knowledge and the talents and wisdom. Because everybody's going to know about you, especially Yahweh Shem Yahushua and the angels. You know?
Real quick point on another level. Most Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they real liberal of their meats, of their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because they give us the talents, the breakdowns, and the understanding all through the spirit. That's why it's saying in Revelation 6:6, real quick. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou not hurt the oil and the wine. Right? In other words, make it really easy for brothers to attain this Bible and acquire the breakdowns online. Right? So easy that it's like buying a piece of bread, a loaf of bread with for a penny. You know?
God, I got a precept.
Oh.
This Proverbs 23. It says, buy the truth and steal it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. Right, so this, freely if we have received, we supposed to freely give, man. Right? Not be selling breakdowns, man. That's folly, man. I not selling like hotcakes. Breakdowns for $59.99, man. That's madness. And how you know the notes is right, man?
You got,
Brother
hey,
might be
brothers be having commercials. You know?
Yeah. And how many precepts in this Daniel 9 breakdown? It better be filled with precepts.
You got
That's
Kind of got a precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 1. It say, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye buy and eat, yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. So this knowledge is without money and it's without price, man. We're not out here selling breakdowns, right? I'll teach you Deuteronomy 28 for $4.99, $4.99 a pop, right? And a pop, they saying a pop is a scripture. So $4.99 is scripture, man. That's
hey, buy
all.
2, get 1 free. Get 2 precepts. Get this Deuteronomy 28:68 free.
That's crazy.
You
That's
trying to
mad.
turn trying to turn this thing into a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme. Jake, you're not gonna make it like that. You're not gonna make it, manipulating the. You're just going off, man. Well, sheesh.
And I got one more precept. This 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own household, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So you worse than an unbeliever if you're not providing for your house, man. Right? Imagine a man, he go to work every day, right? And he don't put no food on the table. Right? He got a secret damn, what's a secret refrigerator in his room, right? He got the lock on it. You like, daddy, can I get some food? He like, no. That man he's finished, man. You got to freely give in this thing. You can't be stingy. The Lord doesn't deal with a stingy man. No one likes a stingy man.
Con.
Got it.
You gotta be a Tobit.
This 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and 8. I'll start at 7. Every man according as he proposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for the Most High loveth a cheerful giver. See that? Most I love a brother that loves teaching the word, man. He's just giving it out free. He can't wait to go to camp, pour precepts, break it down, do videos, be charitable. He loves a cheerful giver. This the precept in Proverbs 11:26, JK. He that withholdeth corn, the people shall curse him, but blessing shall be upon the head of him that selleth it. You know? This is right, chapter 51 and 23. Right? Sirach 51 and 23. Draw near unto me, they unlearned, and dwell in the house of learning. That's where we dwell at. The scriptures. This is the house of learning, not an actual house with an address, but here's the house of learning. Right? Wherefore are they slow? And what say ye of these things? Seeing your souls are very thirsty. I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money. How do you buy something without money? Right? What does that mean? It means to get wisdom, there's no physical monetary thing that you can give to the Most High in exchange for wisdom. There's another currency that's not paper money, that's not coins that you have to use to gain this thing. How do you buy wisdom? What do you exchange in return for wisdom? You exchange a humble heart, your humble spirit, a mind ready to receive instruction. You give these things to the Most High, in exchange, He will give you wisdom for what you have used to purchase it, which is a sincere spirit, right? That's how you buy wisdom without money, right? Verse 26, Sirach 51 and 26. Put your neck under the yoke, meaning be a slave to wisdom, right? You put yourself in slavery and you develop a love for slavery to wisdom. You want to put your neck under the yoke of the so-called white man. The Lord said, when you come into this truth, you become a slave to wisdom, man. Meaning wisdom call the shots. She going to direct your path. She tell you where to go. She tell you how to think, how to raise your family, and that's okay, right? It reads, put your neck under the yoke and let your soul receive instruction. He is hard at hand to find. See that?
Salakia. Con. Right now, the brother mentioned you got to be a prisoner in this thing, man. Because didn't Paul say he was the prisoner of the Lord? Meaning you can't do what you want to do, man. Right? So I got a precept real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 27 and verse 23. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flock and look well to thy herds. Now your flock and your herds is the brothers and sisters within his knowledge, right? Your fellow Israelite. You got to be diligent to know their state. You got to be checking on brothers. Hey, brother, how you doing? How your spirit? Right? You need a precept. You got to kind of be sliding precepts in brothers' pockets, man. Right?
That's
And
right.
righteousness.
Hey, brother be like, you stole my precept. Like it's his.
Oh,
You really wrote that down. Somebody else using his precept.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Jake be doing that.
Yeah, they do that, man. My brother stole my precept.
That was mine.
Yeah. You can't read that verse. That one's mine. Don't read that verse again.
Yeah,
That's for me, brother.
brothers want to signature precept that belong to them.
This
Oh, that's Malachi's precept. I'm a Malachi. He always bring that one out. I can't bring that one out.
This is John 2 and 13. It says, John 2 and 13. Yeah, I'll start 13. It says, and the Jews' Passover was at hand, and Yahushua went up to Jerusalem and found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changes of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, and the sheep and the oxen, and poured out the changes money, and overthrew the tables. Right, so Yahushua was pissed, man. Right, he was angry, pissed off, fed up, made a scourge, made a scourge with all the different cords and started whipping their ass, man, flipping over tables, probably cussing them out, beating on them, you know. So he was furious about that. And it says, and said unto them that sold doves, take these things hence, make not my father's house an house of merchandise. And that's what brothers like to do, even in this truth. Brothers still today
Yep.
need Yahweh Shah to come through and basically whoop their ass because they making this truth a house of merchandise, man. And you know, but you can just see the spirit on certain brothers and camps. You can tell that spirit on them. They're making the father's house a house of merchandise, man. Trying to come
God.
get rich.
Precept. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 29. A merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and a huckster shall not be freed from sin. You see that? So a huckster and a merchant is basically a damn wicked ass hustler, man. A man who trying to get over all the time. Right? The brother always selling something, man. Right? The brother got some shirts, the brother got some damn shoes, and he always coming to camp with it. He always got it in his book bag. You gotta beware the brother that always got something to sell in his book bag, man. Right?
You got that brother in the truth who opened up his jacket like damn.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got all
Yeah.
types of stuff. Man, you got apocalyphers, breakdowns, combs, garments, head wraps. He always come around on the feast day. He don't come around the camp, but you know people gonna show up on the feast day, right? And he know they ready to buy, right? And he ready to sell. He fast and pray for money. You know, you got brothers that's fasting for thousands of dollars, man, hoping that the Lord reward their bank account. You know, so we got let's finish this parable in Matthew 25.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Matthew chapter 25 and verse 25.
Matthew 25, Matthew chapter 25 and 25, and it says, "And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine." His
Right,
Lord answered and said unto him, "Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest to have put money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury.
right,
Therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which have 10 talents. For unto every one that have, for unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he hath."
right. So the Lord said, it's like if you have, if you're doing the work, you men that's on fire, you men that's diligent, you men that's laboring and doing the work of the Most High, the Lord is going to reward you and give you more wisdom. He's going to give you more knowledge. You're growing mighty in this thing. You'll know more precepts. You'll be more humble. You'll acquire more maturity. You'll have longevity in this thing. You'll acquire more knowledge, right? Why? Because you hath already. Hath what? Meaning you have the spirit to go out there and do the work. You have the mind to go out there and teach the people. You have the mind to build up the nation of Israel. That's what it's about, building up the nation. If you don't have that, it's gonna be taken from you. Then you're gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired. If you don't have the willpower and the drive and the love to do the work of the Most High, the Lord is gonna take away that work from you and give it to the next man.
It's a precept. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, in verse 13. Salakia, Ezekiel 33 and 13. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trust to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered, but for his iniquity that he committed, he shall die for it. That's just talking about the man that came into the truth. The man was enduring, he was keeping the commandments, he was teaching the word, but he fell out. The Lord said he not remembering all them brothers and sisters that you brought into the truth. He said, I'm gonna only remember you for your iniquity and your sin. Damn. And that's the Lord. The Lord is a hard man. He's an austere man.
That's right. That's right.
And I think he said in that chapter, is this unrighteousness for the Lord? No.
Right.
Yeah, because the Lord do what he want to do. That's in Psalms 115 and 3.
Right. That's right. And it say all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing in Daniel 4:35. And he do according to his will in the army of heaven. And among the inhabitants of the earth, none can stay his hand or assent to him with do his stuff. You know?
It say he removeth kings and setteth up kings.
Damn.
Right, so he could take the spirit away from a brother and get a spirit to another man, and he waxed mighty in his truth. Now we have seen these things, man. We have seen brothers fall out, and the Lord get a spirit to the next brother, and he waxed super mighty in this thing. More mighty than that brother that fell out.
Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times.
Con, I got precept.
I
God.
got one after you.
Con, this is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 14. It said, "But the spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servant said unto him, Behold, now an evil spirit from Yahweh troubleth thee." So the Lord took his spirit, man. In Psalms 51, it's a prayer. You know, Psalm 51 said, "Take not thy Holy Spirit from me." The Lord put an evil spirit on you, man. Right? So this thing's serious, man.
Precept, right? Because the Lord can trouble you and vex you with a damn demon, man. Right? Have you down working out all day? Why you ask hey brother, when you gonna come out? Brother, I got something to do, brother. Right? I gotta stay home. I gotta stay. We heard a brother say basically he gotta stay home for the cable people, man. He gotta be in the house, right? So the cable people can enter into the house and you can kind of watch them do what they do. The brother said he missing camp for that. So that's madness, man. Let me bring this out. This is the book of Judges, chapter 7 and verse 23.
Damn.
Right? And bear with me.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 7 and verse 23. That's not what I want. What's that? The evil spirit troubled the men of Shechem.
Judges 9.
Okay, Judges chapter 9, verse 23. Let's bring this out. This book of Judges, chapter 9 and verse 23. And it reads, Then God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and the men of Shechem, and the men of Shechem dealt treacherously with Abimelech. So the Most High can send down a damn evil spirit to vex men on the earth. Right? Have you thinking weird, bugged out doctrines? The Lord can give you over to a spirit of homosexuality. Right? The Lord can give you over to a spirit of doctrine. This man in every damn book, he in the Quran, he in the book of the dead, he in the book of Mott, all at the same time. The Lord can do that to you. The Lord can bug you out and give you over to a reprobate mind. The Lord can make you a damn pedophile. The Lord can make you, hey man, you could go into bestiality. The Lord can do that to you, man. You got it.
In 1 Kings 22, it's the Lord put a lion spirit on the prophets, man. Right? Put a lion spirit so causing people to err for war.
Hey, and in Second Chronicles, that same lion spirit is now being called an enticing spirit. You know? So the Lord could put that enticing spirit on you. Now you're enticed. And you might, like the brother said, you could turn into a homosexual, man. You can't, now you having these thoughts and you can't get these thoughts out your mind. Now you got to act on these thoughts, right? Next thing you know, hey, you somewhere where you shouldn't be, man. Talking about ouch. Got it,
Talking about ouch. Yeah, never mind. But it was a brother that said, it was a brother, I think he ended up falling out because of that ouch spirit.
Yep.
He had an ouch spirit on him. Dealing with a damn tranny, I think.
Yeah.
Now he's saying ouch all the rest of his life.
Huh? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Salaki. Hey, it was an ex-brother. He was ex-GMS member, man. He fell out and started dealing with transsexuals. Talking about unicorn. Brother, you ain't gonna make it, man.
Right.
Right? How the hell did you let your lust engulf you like that? Hey, well, the Lord did that to you, man. Because you probably wasn't sincere. You probably already had that spirit in you.
Yeah.
Right? And the Lord just gave you over to it because you wasn't sincere, man.
You gotta kind of already dig into that. You gotta know a little bit about it. And then the Most High could like just give you completely over to it. You know?
This is Luke chapter 11 and verse 24. It says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest, and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house once I came out. Hey, the house is your body, man. Some of these brothers, they made a home for these demons, man. You may be a home, them demons is comfortable in you, man. They kind of just chilling in the couch. You made a house for these demons, man. And it says, and when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Hey, and 7 wicked spirits, 7 completion, man. You might come back with thousands of different spirits, man. You might have legion in you, man.
Legion.
Con, you got it, brother.
Yeah, that's a good point. This it's the levy back, Sirach 11-29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Mm.
Right, the only person you should really let in your temple, in your tabernacle, is Yahweh Shai, because he's the one that you should open the door up to. He's knocking, and he's the only person that you should open up the door. Not entertain these spirits and these demons. You entertain a certain idea, and that can affect your whole mind. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. That's how these brothers get turned out to these different doctrines, get tossed to and fro.
That's right. Precept.
Con.
This is the book
After
of
that,
Sirach.
after that, we're gonna close out this parable.
Con. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 6. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000, man. So your one counselor is the Most High Yahweh Shai Shai in these scriptures, man. You seeking out these different counselors. You seeking out the damn the psychic. You seeking out the psychic. You seeking out the palm reader, right? Then they get into your damn temple, vex you, put damn unclean spirits on you. That's why the Lord told us not to go in witchcraft, because you can be defiled thereby, right? Meaning they get into your mind. They taint your spirit. Right now you reading your damn horoscope. Now you reading your damn astrological sign. Madness, man.
That's right.
Hey, the brother Yura brought out real quick. I don't even want to read it, but he brought out Isaiah 66:4, where the Lord said, "I would choose their delusions."
Come.
Right.
Hey, one more precept to that, right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20 and verse 7. Check this out. It's Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 7. It say, "Oh Lord, thou hast deceived me." So the Lord deceives you. Oh no, brother, the devil deceives. No, the Lord deceives. Okay. And I was deceived. Thou art stronger than I, and has prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everyone mocketh me. Right. So the Lord is the one that does the deceiving. Let me get this one more scripture in Job 12 and 16. This book of Job, chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. You see that? So the Lord is in control, man. He controls the deceive and he controls the deceiver. Okay?
Yeah, that's what. So
Go
like
ahead.
that's what he said. I might as well read it. The brother Yura brought out. I also would choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. He knocking, he calling, like he said in the chapter prior to this, verse 5. Or it's another verse we said, I stretch out my hand all the day long to rebellious people, right? But yet they still don't want to listen. Moving on back to the verse, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not.
That's right.
Okay. One more. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. So the Most High can send you strong delusion. Now you believe in that white Jesus. Right now you got the Buddha statue and you kind of chanting to it and you got your incense going on. The Lord did that to you because you wasn't sincere.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go finish that in 25 and 30. So here's the consequence of the wicked servant.
This is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and
Meaning
gnashing
he's
of
going
teeth.
to fall back into the world and ultimately be destroyed. The darkness is the world, right? Where the Most High removes that candlestick from you and that flame from you. Don't the Lord say the spirit of the man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly? So the Lord going to remove that flame from you. You have darkness in you, and the Lord said, "How great is that darkness?" You know.
Precept.
Come.
This the book of Second Esdras, chapter 7, in verse 55. And that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars. That's talking about the brothers that's dealing with wisdom, that's going out there teaching Israel, gaining souls. These are the men that have used abstinence. These are the virgins, right? That's what abstinence means, to refrain from damn sex, man. Right? So these are the virgins. Okay? Reading on. Whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. That's talking about the wicked, man. Your face is going to be blacker than darkness, man. You're going to have no knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding, and the Lord's going to cast you off as that unprofitable servant.
That's right. And with that, we're going to close up. That's been Occupy. Israel, stay on fire. Occupy yourself in the word. Don't be that slothful, lazy servant. Keep doing the work of the Most High. We're going to begin to take questions, for about as long as the Spirit allows us to go, right? I'll post the number up there on the comment board so brothers can see, right? We'll take questions. You can call in at 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809-305 for those that do have questions. All right. Again, that PIN number is 94809-305. And the number to call in, you should be able to see it on your screen like we do every week, 213-603-9096. Right? That, Brother Nakwal.
Brother Jeremiah.
Brother Yardan.
Brother Malachi.
Kwam Yashala. Shalom.